Ladies and gentlemen, I hope that you put all your stocks and shares in the copium market because, I mean, the price has gone through the roof. The supply is being stripped bare. All the copium has been snapped up quicker than we could ever have imagined. The copium factories are working overdrive to replenish the supply, but it's not enough. There's not enough raw material to feed all the copium back into the world that the flat earthers have snorted up so quickly. Artemis is making them freak out a little bit more than the final experiment did. It's fucking hilarious. Oh, why haven't they gone back to the moon for 50 years? What do you mean they're going back to the moon? I'm scared, mummy, help me. We're going to go over a few of the copium that I have found. Bear in mind that this is only day one of copium. There is going to be a lot of copium. The flat earthers do not like NASA heading back towards the moon. They are in panic mode. There's live reactions from Dave Weiss and Mark Sargent. There's the TikTok Flerfs going absolutely insane. There's Facebook posts galore. And we're going to go over quite a few of them tonight. I'm going to be live for at least a couple of hours going over what we can. I'm going to be starting with watching Mark Sargent and Dave Weiss's live reaction because it was fucking hilarious. And yeah, we'll start from there. So this is a live stream, and could you do me a favor, guys? Smash the like button. So be a bit of a subscribe to the channel if you're not already. Make sure you hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of my streams or videos. Most importantly, share the stream. Share the stream with all your friends. When you take the URL of my stream, put it outside of YouTube, that makes the algorithms feel nice. It's like, ooh, I like that, says the algorithms. So what you can do is post my URL to this stream on your Twitters, on your Facebooks, on your MySpaces, on your Bebos, on your Friends Reuniteds. Or if you like, you could hack into Elon Musk's Starlink network and just broadcast the URL of my channel to every person on the Starlink network. I'm sure that'll get me some views and maybe in trouble. I'm not sure. You'll get in trouble. You're the one hacking, not me. Anyway, this is a live stream, so you're here watching. You don't get a choice as to what happens or what you watch, basically. But if you're watching this as a VOD later on, what you can do is skip like the next 90 seconds or so because it's an intro. And I know a lot of you don't like watching intros. But if you're here, live, watching, there's some music about to be played, so that there's a rule. The music means that you have to dance. You know, get boogied. Get down with it. And if you don't, and I can see you, I'm watching. If you don't dance, then what's going to happen is I'm going to send Daniel Pratt to your house. Like, straight up. He will be there. Daniel Pratt copium. I must check if there's any of that. But yeah, if you do dance, though, I will give you a cookie. And it's going to be a special cookie with extra flavorings, maybe some special colors and sprinkles and stuff. So dance and you get a cookie. See you in a sec.
Flat Earth expert Mark Sargent thinks the moon landing was a hoax.
Technically, the moon itself is a hoax.
Right, but betting with Sportsbet's new iPhone app?
I could do this standing on my head.
Thanks, Gravity. Sportsbet's new iPhone app. It's foolproof.
The FTFE show. Welcome to the FTFE show. Welcome to the FTFE show. Earth thinks that evolution is real. Chemtrails don't exist, vaccines work. Climate change is happening, we landed on the moon. The FTFE show. Welcome to the FTFE show. Welcome to the FTFE show. Study, it's not alright. Baby, it's not alright.
We're living on a disk, floating through space, with a tiny sun.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm Craig, known as FTFE. Stands for Floofy the Freedom Eagle, I think. That's my name. I know what my name is, don't worry. Yeah, so yesterday, in an historic moment in our time, we got to experience what is basically our generation's Apollo moment, as NASA did something right for a change and launched 4 people into space. They are heading towards the moon. Now, they're not going to land on the moon. That looks like it'll possibly be Artemis 4. This is Artemis 2. It is a flyby of the moon. They are currently in orbit around our planet, preparing for the the lunar injection burn, to change their trajectory to get towards the moon. I think that happens maybe tomorrow. I'm not entirely sure. But right now they're in orbit around our planet, and they will be setting off the burn to reach the escape velocity of about 25,000 miles an hour to head towards the moon. Then what they're going to do is fly around the moon. So here's Earth, here's the moon. Yeah, so they're going around the Earth at the moment, and then, well, the moon isn't obviously. Then they're going to go towards the moon, and they're going to fly around it, and then come back. Now, when they're here, what they're doing is they're breaking the record of Apollo 13 for being the furthest away from Earth that any human has ever been. They will be able to see the far side of the moon in greater detail than anyone ever has. And, obviously our entire planet containing everyone that's ever lived and everyone that is currently alive. They will be able to see it all. And that is just mind-blowing. And you know what? It sent the Flerfs into fucking meltdown already. Well, some of them were even watching it live. So a bunch of them pre-dismissed it, which is, impressive. Denying it before it actually happened. And, we're going to go over some of the stupid that has happened so far. I'm sure there's going to be more coming, so don't worry. I will be covering as much cope as I can. I will be making videos on it. It will be the start of the return of Flerfs Are Idiots. With the first one will be covering what cope happens. I do know that Mark Sargent and Dave Weiss are planning to do a video or another live stream about it in the coming days. So that would probably be the thing that I make the new episode of Flerfs Are Idiots about. And so let's look forward to that. But we've got a lot of cope to cover. If you have found any cope from the Flerfs in particular that you'd like me to cover, then do me a favor and tag me in the chat. I will cover that. If you've got a video you want me to cover, then just tag me in the chat and I will have a look at that video and cover the cope there. There's lots of TikTok cope, there's lots of Facebook cope, lots of Twitter cope. But the first one we're going to have a look at is watching the reaction of Mark Sargent and David Potato Man Weiss as it happened live, and watch them dismiss everything in real time, because that's what they're fucking good at, of course. Skeptic says, do you know if Red is covering the launch? I don't know. Reds and I don't really talk anymore, which I'm very sad about. I do like the guy, and I wish that we could reconnect, but that's up to Reds. But I'm sure Reds will be covering it. I know he was there with Icy Spin and Mike from the Crunk Debunk Show recording it live, so I'm sure there's going to be stuff going on that they will be bringing up. But yeah, in the meantime, you've just got me, and trust me, there's a lot we can go over. Hoping in the future that Reds and I can, reconnect and be friends again, but we'll see what happens. I'm open to a reconciliation, but who knows? Hey, Icy Spin, how you doing, my friend? How was it being? Icy Spin was there, I think, at the launch yesterday, I believe. Tell us all how it went down, my friend. Let us know. Icy Spin, where did you send the video? Oh, that would be in... yeah. Well, actually, what we could do first then, actually, is watch Icy Spin's video of the launch. Because that was, obviously, he was there watching it live. And that is something that will make the Flerfs cry in advance, obviously. I've got a super chat goal there, guys, and if you want to help support the channel, one of the best ways is obviously super chats, memberships, or even if you want to avoid giving YouTube money directly at my PayPal, paypal.me/FTFE. But if you reach a super chat goal, I will pop into the Flerf Discord, QOP Discord server, and have a chat with them about their thoughts of the Artemis. On Sunday, I will be debating QOP, so look forward to that. But thank you very much, everyone, for being here. First thing we're going to do is bring this up. Tomorrow, just so you know, I have Will back on from the debates with Witsit and Flat Earth Aussie Jesus, and we will be continuing our coverage of his debate with Spitsit Gets It, which is great because Spitsit is one of the dumbest humans on Earth, and we will go over that. And then Saturday, I won't be live. Because on Saturday, I will be taking my incredible wife and my gorgeous soulmate, the light of my life, for a night on the town for our 19th wedding anniversary. Yes, somehow I convinced a woman to marry me, and she stayed with me for, well, we've been together for like 22 years, been married for 19. And this is, well, our anniversary is on the 7th, but on Saturday on the 4th, we are celebrating because it's the weekend. Celebrating during the week's a little harder. So tomorrow, on Saturday, I will be taking her out. We're going for a meal at the Annapurna restaurant, and then we are going to watch a comedy show. We'll be having a few drinks and spending some lovely time together. And yeah, I've been married for 19 years. I don't know how I managed to make a woman agree to marry me, but I guess Rohypnol's a great thing, right? Only joking. I did not drug my wife. Let's have a look at Icy Spin's video. Here we go. Wow, look at that. Put up full screen. The sound's not coming through, so my bad on that. Just watch that again. Icy Spin, tell me, did you see it, hear it, and feel it? I imagine feeling it was one of the most incredible things, right? Wow, look at that. Look at the fucking power. This, did you know, everyone, that this rocket is powered exclusively by the tears of flat earthers? They decided, instead of going with normal rocket fuel, they would power it exclusively with flat earth tears and crying, and it seems to have worked. Look at it go. This is the cope maker. Stanley says, where do I get glasses like that you're wearing? Specsavers, actually. This is my second pair because I thought I'd lost my first ones. Do you like them? My wife says these are nicer than my other pair, but I prefer the other pair, but these ones are quite nice. Look at that, fucking incredible. Oh no, it's leaning over, heading towards the sea. It's just going to crash in the Bermuda Triangle, guys. Incredible. Icy Spin, thank you very much for this, mate. I do appreciate it. He says, yeah, seen, heard, and felt it in my loins. It was amazing. I am jealous that you were there, and I wasn't. I would have liked to have shaken hands with you, my friend. Obviously, I've met Mike before. I would have liked to have met Reds and see if we can reconcile. I like Reds. He's a good guy, and I am annoyed that we fell out. Partly my fault, I guess, that these things happen. Look at the trails of cope. Trails of Flerf tears. Yeah, we're going to watch David Weiss and Mark Sargent cry about this. Oh, there's the booster separation. Now, so at this point, a lot of the Flerfs are going, oh, look, it turned off and you can't see it anymore. And Dave Weiss thinks that the booster should have gone crazy. For some reason. Well, the reason is he's a fucking idiot. Professor Philip Bell in the chat. Can everyone give me a round of applause for the amazing Professor Philip Bell? I hope that you are as well as you can be, sir. I am very sorry to hear about your your health issues. But more importantly, I am incredibly sorry that you had to deal with the scum, Nathan Oakley, doing a stream like that about you. I know that basically the opinion of Nathan Oakley is worthless and, not really anything we should ever pay attention to. But for someone to do a stream like that about you is, he is scum. He is on the if I meet, I punch list. End of story, right? So I'm sorry that you went through that. But I want you to know that everyone here gives you their absolute love. I'm speaking for everyone in the chat, and I'm sure they agree with me. But Professor Philip Bell, mate, you are fucking loved in this community because you're an awesome dude. And thank you for everything you've done. And I hope that, things turn out as well as they can. I just lost my mum to cancer. Hashtag fuck cancer. And I hope that you're as well as you can be. If you ever need to talk, I am here for you. Just know that, okay? I mean that, like, absolutely sincerely, Phil. If you ever need to talk about how you're feeling, about things that are going on, reach out to me, okay? Hey, Stoops the Cat, the only flat earther, the only legitimate flat earther that has a mod badge on my channel. So you should be honoured there. And Stoops, whenever you're ready, my friend, reach out to me for a chat, okay? We definitely need to have another one. Oh, some super chats already before we get to the derp by David Weiss and the what's his face, the potato man. No, Mark Sargent, sorry, and Mr. Potato. Actual live picture of David Weiss here. Your pal, Al Retro Gamer, who's been a member for 23 months, says, if Flerfs are bad now, just wait till Artemis 3. Artemis 4 is going to be the one. Artemis 4, when they actually go and walk on the moon, is going to drive them batshit fucking crazy. Well, Panties with the shark fact of the day. Shark fact for the for the 2nd of April 2026. Got the date backwards there. Says shark fact of the day: black tip reef sharks have the incredible ability to reproduce through parthenogenesis, meaning a female black tip reef shark can fertilize her own egg without a male. Well, screw the men, huh? Or don't in this case. Straywork says the first FTL drive would be fueled by Flerf tears. Oh, that'd be like a quantum slipstream drive, man. It'd be insanely powerful. Nicholas Green has been a member for 18 months, once and a half around the barycenter of our solar system. Says more Flerf tears to enjoy. There's lots of them, don't you worry. The Turtle moves for £2. FTFE, frightening the Flerfs every day. Although I've got one to agree to debate me on Sunday. We are all Golga Frinchians, who's for £5 says, Tellies, Horos, Micros, Gyros, Perries, and even Endos. All now copeless. The Flerfs have had to grab cope wherever they could find it. Real words today, Jesus. Real Jiffy Cones for $2. 19th wedding anniversary. You got married 19 times? No, I got married once, on April the 7th, 2007. And she said yes. I'll tell you the story of our proposal, right? Because it's a pretty good one, right? So, I'd been with Emma for about 3 months, and I just knew. She was my soulmate instantly. Like, within weeks, I was like, I kind of want to be with this woman for the rest of my life. I fell in love with her so hard, so quickly. And after about 3 months, I was like, you know what? It's a risk. I don't know if she'd say yes after 3 months, but I'm going to fucking propose. So I bought a ring and decided that it is time. And I took her out for a meal. And we were going to be going to a friend's house afterwards for a party, right? So I got all nicely dressed up, took her out for a lovely meal, and then the meal was fucking awful, right? The restaurant, our booking had been done for the wrong day, even though I confirmed it was on that day, but they managed to put us in, so we had to wait a while. The food was fucking awful. Like, we had to send stuff back. It was burnt. It was undercooked. They didn't give us the right drinks. They'd sat us right under an air conditioner that was blowing out such fucking cold air. Emma was shivering, right? It was a fucking horrendous meal. It was one of the worst experiences we've ever had at a restaurant. Okay. So yeah, that was the start of the proposal night. And the plan was that I was going to then propose, halfway through my friend's party, our friend's party, right? Our friend Penny, we were going to her house for a party, and I was going to propose at the party. However, something happened, and Penny let us know that she was going to be a couple hours late to her own party, so everyone was going to have to get there a bit later. But we didn't know that quite yet. So we'd booked a taxi, but then the taxi didn't turn up. And then when I phoned, they were like, yeah, we don't have any drivers. We can't find your booking. I was like, for fuck's sake. So it was about a 2-mile walk to our friend Penny's house, so we decided to walk. And as we started walking, it started pissing down, like a torrential rain, like the kind of rain where it's hard to see a few meters in front of your face, right? So we had to walk a couple of miles in the absolute freezing cold, torrential pouring rain. Emma didn't have a coat. I didn't have a jacket because we thought we were just restaurant, taxi, friend's house party, you know? So that was great. But then when we got to her house, that was when we found out that she was going to be late. So we got to her house, and it was still about an hour before she was due to arrive at her own house. So we're standing there in my friend's garden, just waiting in the torrential fucking pouring rain. Nowhere else to really go or anything to do. And I just thought, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to do it now. And in the pouring rain, freezing cold, I just got down on one knee, brought out the ring, and said, Emma, I love you. Will you marry me? And her response was, okay! She grabbed the ring, shoved it on her finger. And yeah, 19 years of marriage. We got married about 2.5 years later. We've now been married for 19 years. So yeah, that's the story of how I somehow tricked my wife into marrying me. Guys, if you're gonna propose to someone, make it memorable. Even if it's not the best night ever, make it a memorable night. We all Google Fringe and says, I've been with my wife 10 years before I proposed on the 10th anniversary meeting. Now married 21 years today, but fucking COVID has made the last 5.5 years horrible for her. I'm sorry to hear that. Oh, King Nico in the chat. Nico, why don't you come in and tell us about it, right, mate? I'm going to send you a Zoom link, okay? That's what's going to fucking happen. We got Jiffy Cones. No, I read that one. Then we got Just Jez being Jez for $10 Australian. Happy date night, Craig, and have a wonderful zombie Jesus day with lock-picking, house-breaking into magical rabbit for some reason. Well, technically, it's not a zombie, it's a lynch, I think. Randy Lay for $5 says, what happened between you and Reds that led to the falling out? It's okay if you don't want to talk about it, I'm just curious. Channel stuff. I don't really want, I don't know if Reds will like if I discuss it, and I don't want to go against Red's wishes. He told me not to talk about it and him, so I won't. But it was just stuff to do with the channel, basically. Okay, and we got dihydrogen monoxide, who says, for £5, the extra Flerf tiers should be enough fuel to get them to Neptune in a week if they fancy a bit of a detour. Dude, we could fucking get them to Pluto and back 10 times. Skeptic, for 70 months they've been a member. Dude, that's a long time. Thank you. Which Flerf is on board for emergency fuel? They strapped CC to the rocket head. Oh, I'm sure CC will be doing a video about it soon. Stoops the cat, the only flat earther that I have allowed to be a moderator because I like the dude, says, did you guys know that Flat Earth Day's financial partner when launching Dearth was a guy named Timothy Rothschild? I don't think that's true. Maybe it is. I'm not sure. But anyway, I'm going to... Nico, check your email, mate, because I'm about to send you a link to join. And whilst we're waiting for Nico to join, we can start watching Potato Man and Patricia Steers Forever Love talk about why it was all fake. Oh, apparently it is true. Well, that's interesting to know. Copy invite link. All right, give me 1 second, guys, while I send King Nico a link. There we go. Nico has a link to join. That could be fun. But let's get up the stream that Potato Man did. Why is my browser crashing? Low resources. Browser closed to preserve. What do you mean low Fucking Google is a resource hog, man. What the hell? Now, I've only skipped through this, and there's a lot of cope in it already. Stoop says even flat earthers can't stand King Nico. He knows that's true because he's a flat earther. Although we're going to save you, Stoops. We are going to save you. You and Robin, you're both getting saved. All right, King Nico, get in. Larry says, my BMI is 26, which is officially overweight. Just curious, what's yours? I don't know. How do you calculate your BMI? I'm sure there's a BMI calculator, right? Start now. All right, I'm 183 centimeters. I am currently 87.3 kilograms. I'm on a bit of a cut, so it's gone down. I am white. It says, apparently I'm still overweight. Just in the overweight category. Because apparently my BMI is 26.1. But this doesn't take into account like muscle and stuff. And I've put on a lot of fucking muscle. Muscle's like 4 times as dense as fat. Yeah, I've still got a tiny bit of pudge around the middle to lose. But I don't really trust the BMI calculators, frankly. Yeah, because there's no way I'm actually overweight at the moment. You know, I've lost nearly half of my fucking body weight. Pardon me. James Pruitt says, I know I'm not in shape, but I am a shape. All right, King Nico, come on, dude. I've sent you a link to join. Do it. PhD Tony says, it's not the calculators. BMI is just a crappy metric. Yeah, now I know BMI really doesn't take into account things like muscle density and water weight and shit like that. And, you know, I gym 5 to 6 times a week and eat a shit ton of protein. So I know that I have a lot of muscle on my body. So it doesn't take that into account. You know, according to that, I need to be like 75 kilograms to be classed as normal. And I would just be fucking skin and bones. Flerfs Destroyer says, I'm round. Round is a shape.
All right. Can everybody hear me?
Unfortunately, yes, Mark, we can.
Peanut. Hopefully he's watching.
We will increase the speed.
Okay. What we're going to do is and it's...
Look at these 4 awesome people. One of the most amazing things about this launch, of course, was the fact that you had a person of color, and you had a woman, and you had a non-American. Canada. Going to fucking the other side of the moon. Dihydrogen monoxide for £2 says, why do Flerfs push purity culture so much? Because flat earthers are pieces of shit in general. Stoops the Cat says, OMG, it's the shill Mark Sargent. Mark Sargent, that cap that Mark Sargent wearing is the one that he gave Patricia Steer in the documentary, where he then sniffed it and he's never washed it and he wears it every day and has it in his bed and kisses it goodnight. Phil Bell, I appreciate that, mate. No pressure. Whenever you are ready, of course. But like, you know, when I said to talk, it doesn't have to be on stream. I will talk to you outside, off stream at any fucking time.
At 10 minutes. I'm going to run live for the hell of it anyway. So let's do this. Let us run the stream. Which one are we going to use? We're going to use the NASA one. We'll use this one right here. 1 second. We'll put this window in window.
Come on, Nico.
Share screen. We'll do this one right here. Hopefully you guys can see that. We'll turn up the volume a little bit.
Yes, ma'am. That's going to be O-CT-004. Thank you.
1 sec.
Oh, we've got Flerf in the chat, Larry
A lot of
David.
comments, and we're holding at 10 minutes. I don't know. You guys, anyone think this baby's going to go? DJ's on his way. He was still working down in Los Angeles.
Sorry, you're not
and
don't worry.
he does not know if he's going to make it yet. Peanut's going to try to get in here, hopefully.
Yeah, I was taking a look at the data right
To
here.
recommend go. They recommend go. They're thinking of doing it because the window is going to close here.
RTS
If
does
they're not
report
too
that they
careful.
also lost lock for about 5 seconds. So
All right, let's get a vote in the chat. We'll do a poll. Is Mark Sargent, that's not how you spell that, Craig, Sargent, E-N-T, a real Flerf? Yes or no? Or I like trains? Let's see what you people think. If we think that Mark Sargent is a real Flerf, yes or no? Yeah, of course, Stoops. He's going to talk about cuts and why is there no camera following the whole thing, blah, 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 blah. All right, King Nico, dude, you're in the chat. I have sent you an email so you can join, okay? Stop being a coward and just get the fuck in here.
I would love to ask KUS and see if they also lost lock with the vehicle for any extended amount of period.
And there are, just so you guys know, in NASA's chat, I've never seen it this high ever. NASA's chat has over 1.1 million people in it.
1/10 hertz measurements.
So yeah, we should take bets on what's going to happen. As you know, DJ and I covered everything last night, where we talked about all the possible options, where it's going to launch and they're not going to get good camera footage, or they're going to. I'm going to turn this down. Give me 1 second.
Effectively up to 30 seconds, up to 3 samples based on the 1/10 hertz.
All right.
LCC violation, I believe.
We talked about potential sabotage or blowing up on the pad. Either way, and I don't mind saying that because hey, you know what? It's not real.
Of course, it's not yet. There we go. It's not happened yet for him, and it's already not fucking real.
And there have been a lot of NASA accidents over the years. And I'm old enough to have seen a lot of them. Which just reminds me of Dave sharing live reaction. Yeah. Yeah, I'll be reading the chat a lot more because I'm definitely not going to be focusing on NASA. I've seen, the thing is, on NASA's running 2 different channels, and one of them shows a counter that just keeps bumping up. And so, but this counter here, it's stuck at 10 minutes, but the other one keeps bumping up to pushing an hour. So I still don't know if it's going to launch.
Let's go.
So, what are we doing here? Is the 10-minute counter? We just have to wait until that thing starts moving, but until then, we don't know. So they just have us basically a captive audience.
So with all of that, OSC, then are we going to go configuration?
See, he's already making excuses. It hasn't happened yet, and he's making. Oh, they've got the counter there. Is it going to blow up? Oh, we know it's fake anyway. He's being so dishonest and so disingenuous, and the thing hasn't even actually gone ahead yet. It's incredible. Why is Larry David getting timed out? What is happening here? Well, Larry David, BMI is a crap metric because it doesn't take into account all the variables. Everyone fucking knows that. And there's no way I am actually overweight. I am like, I'm at least average at this point. I wear a medium, for fuck's sake.
Per your LCC?
Yes, sir. Recommendation would be go.
Right. LP, you concur with that?
Yes, sir. LP concurs go.
And launch director?
Yes, sir. Launch director concurs go.
All right, and I'm going to go ahead and just verify everybody has everything else complete. Launch
so?
If we do...
Oh, PhD Tony says he's a brand new account that is just harassing me with questions. It's Dick Wayne in disguise. Oh, Dick! Oh, for fuck's sake, Dick Wayne. No, here's the thing, guys. Dick Wayne is banned. Now, all right, I've had my fun with him. All right, but if that's Dick Wayne, then he is just straight up banned. I'm done with him. He is psychologically damaged. There is literally something wrong with him. He is obsessed. He is a stalker. And I am completely and utterly fucking done. I embarrassed him to fuck in the previous stream that I had. And completely and utterly done. If that is Dick Wayne, if any of Dick Wayne's sock accounts appear, we just ban them. Okay? No more timing out. No more playing with Dick. Playing with Dick. Shut up, Craig. We just ban him. Straight up, okay? Thank you very much. Yes, Canadian. I'm so done with Dick. Yeah, Flerf Destroyer, they are all psychologically damaged, but Dick's a little special. I think Dick has some kind of weird obsession with me that's unhealthy. He won't leave me alone. Even though I literally embarrass him and rip the shit out of him every time, he just keeps coming back and just annoying everybody at this point. We've destroyed him so much. I mean, let me just quickly play a little video that is doing quite well in my shorts to show you how fucking dumb he is. Are gases liquids?
Liquid. Nope.
is the atmosphere gas?
Yep.
So therefore, is the atmosphere a liquid?
The atmosphere has the properties of liquids.
See, Dick, there's something wrong with Dick Wayne. So just that account, just ban it.
We may do this.
Poll at that time, unless there's something else that you're aware of.
No, sir. Let's verify all our work is complete, and I would like one last check of our constraints list.
All right, let's see. OTC, are you still waiting for ComConfig, or are you?
That is affirmed, sir.
Okay, is that your only open item?
Yeah, OTC.
Let's see if I can get rid of the chat room.
Step 290 is complete.
Copy.
There we go.
Okay, so OTC, you're complete with all your work?
That's affirmed.
All right, copy that.
We don't have to watch all the million people in chat.
And GTC?
GTC is complete.
Okay, excellent. All right, and LPE, just want to verify we have no open constraints at this time.
No open constraints.
And they should be nervous.
Okay.
Even if it was real, they should be really, really nervous. They've never even, this has not even been something on anybody's radar for the last 54 years.
All right, sir, I am.
Do you think that NASA haven't had going to the moon on their radar for 54 years? They're constantly talking about it, constantly wanting to do it, but the fact is they haven't had the budget or the technology to do it. Oh, they had the technology in the 60s. Why did they destroy it? Well, they got rid of the machine shops and stuff that made the fucking Apollo engines, right? That made the capsules, that made those rockets. Once they'd gone to the moon a bunch of times, we'd done everything we can do, public lost interest. The government stopped funding NASA as much. Their federal budget reduced from like 4.2% to like 1.3%. They didn't have the money or the funding anymore. All the places that they were making the rockets and everything in were destroyed. So there was no more Apollo missions. They want to do it, but then they focus on low Earth orbit and things like that. But now we're doing it again because we've got better technology.
Go for the poll.
Just start the freaking counter.
And for all personnel, this is the NTD conducting the Artemis 2 launch readiness check. Verify ready to resume count and go for launch. OTC.
DC is go.
STC.
STC is go.
GTC.
C's go.
MCO.
TO's go.
Safety Console.
Safety consoles go.
LPE. LPE's go. RTD.
RTD's go.
Houston Flight.
Houston Flight is go.
See all this preparation, right? Which is something flat earthers would never do. They don't understand.
Rock.
Rock is go.
And CDR.
We know that flat earthers don't do preparation. Look at when Globeslayer tried to do a fucking rocket launch and did zero fucking preparation. And again, if any of you donated to the fundraiser for that, please ask for your money back. And I'm sorry that I encouraged you to donate.
Crews go.
Copy that. Thank you, Reed. And Launch Director NTD, our launch team is ready to proceed at this time.
All right, NTD, I copy all. At this time, I'll perform my poll. Attention on the net. This is the launch director performing the final poll for launch. Verify no constraints.
Drama.
Go for launch. EGS. EGS.
Drama. Mark's like, it's drama. King Nico has joined. Right, we're going to stop watching that and get King Nico on. Come on, King Nico. I've just let you join. Oh, admit, yeah. Hello, Mr. AI beat me in a debate. Yeah, you're not making any noise. Oh, wait, maybe you are, but I haven't. That's my bad. Give me 1 second. I had to change it for when Toon was on the other day. Okay, mic check. Oh, why is it not coming out? 1 second. Cable A.
Oh, it was my mic was off.
Oh, it was you. Right, cool. I had the tech. Okay, yes.
I'll take that one. So Artemis.
Yes. Just so you know, there's a flat earther in the chat, King Nico, that says you are a content thief. Content thief. King Nico is a content thief. King Nico is a content. So there's another flat earther in the chat that doesn't like you. That's strange.
No, he's just I guess one of. Maybe it's Eric Dubai in disguise. That's it.
Eric Dubai.
He's the thief. Eric Dubai.
Yeah, Dubai. That's right. Definitely not Dubai.
Okay.
Stoops the Cat is definitely not Eric Dubai. He is just an awesome person that I will stop being a Flerf very soon. So yeah, tell us about why Artemis is fake, my friend.
It's another Apollo mission.
Well, no, it's an Artemis mission.
Which is Artemis is the twin sister of Apollo.
Okay.
Oh, what do you mean? Okay, like, why do you think they called it Artemis? Because Artemis.
Because it's cool.
Whatever. But anyway, it's more crackpot circus show from NASA. All we got was more CGI. Not even that good. I don't even know why they're not even
CGI.
using the AI.
So I just tried to pause you, fuck's sake. CGI. You mean like the people that were there were making CGI in real time? Because I showed a video from someone that was there recording it. Was that CGI?
Okay. The rocket, I watched the first few seconds of it when it goes up, but they don't show it curving and then dropping into the ocean. It switches
because it doesn't drop into the ocean. That doesn't happen. Yes, it does,
and then it switched to some dark background space, and you see the rocket floating around.
Yeah. Space is dark, dudes. Of course, it's dark background because space is dark. So yes, they switched to the rocket in space. That's a thing.
Anyway, I made a post on Facebook. I got hundreds of people all laughing at it. Like, these people aren't even flat earthers. I was like, wow.
You mean you got like 2 or 3 people laughing at it? The 2 or 3 people that watch your content?
Even Matt Toon jumped on, and he can see all the support the flat earth's getting now. No one is buying this NASA nonsense, especially they did it on April 1st. So everyone's like, oh my God, NASA, April Fool's.
Well, right. So just to be clear, you do understand that April Fool's Day stops at midday, right?
No, I don't even believe in April Fool's Day. To me, April...
Well, you don't need to believe in April Fool's Day. It's a thing. It's real, whether you believe in it or not. But the tradition is that the jokes stop at midday. You do realize that, yes?
The day has multiple meanings. I only follow one meaning, and I forgot the April Fool's meaning, and I never heard of it stopping at midday. So, yeah. So you're fighting the flat Earth, not working out because the flat Earth is winning now.
Flat Earth died yesterday.
No,
Flat Earth has currently depleted the world's supply of copium. Did you get your copium delivered? I know you had a lot.
No, we're winning, and my accounts don't have bots. Unlike, I saw you posted that Mark Sargent segment, and Mark was talking about how NASA had over 1.1 million people in the chats.
Yep.
All bots. All bots.
Except they weren't bots, they were real people.
That's where the money went to.
Wait. Hold on. Let me be clear. You're claiming that the money NASA got, they put into buying bots for their YouTube channel.
Correct.
King Nico, I need to ask you a very serious question. Are you brain damaged?
How is that, like, not comprehensible? Bots on the internet, NASA has got trillions of dollars. They can use the bots.
Trillions of dollars. Trillions. Sorry,
Thank
trillions.
you for going back to space.
Did you say? Hold on. Hold the fucking phone. Did you just say NASA have got trillions of dollars?
They've in the last decade or so leading up to this, they've probably accumulated trillions. Yes. Or yeah.
Sorry.
Hundreds of billions.
Fuck's sake, this is going to get a workout today.
Like, I wasn't even going to jump
What's
on.
NASA's annual budget, Nico?
I was like, NASA put their own foot in their mouth. I don't even have to jump on and defend anything anymore. No one's buying it.
Nico, one thing at a time, dude. What's NASA's annual budget?
I don't know. Money. Lots of it.
Yeah? How much?
I'll Google it now. I don't know this stuff off the top of my head. That's unnecessary.
So, this year, they've 24.4 billion, right? Last year, 24.87 billion. Right, it's about 0 to 0.35 of the total US government budget, right? So let's assume that on average it's about 20 billion for the past decade.
Didn't you just say it was 24 billion per year or
Yeah. So let's just say on average for each year it's like 20 billion, right? What's 20 billion times 10?
They would say 200 billion, right? So
yeah, and what's a trillion?
That's not close enough. But anyway, it's a lot of money. No one ever has. You had 200 billion. You might as well be a trillionaire because there's a lot of you could do with.
Don't you have? Everyone here's got 200 billion. We saved.
So, but when you're NASA and you're government funded an agency and you're working with this type of deception and you're telling people the money's going towards this and it's going towards something completely different. And people like myself.
What specifically? What specifically?
Is,
what is the money going to?
To creating bullshit, basically. Movies, cartoons, computer-generated images, AI-generated videos. But
don't you constantly say that their CGI is crap and you can see that it's not very good?
It's clearly, I just watched like how many news segments of, they always just show the launch and then they skip straight to CGI and the supposed route that Artemis is going to take her, is going to spin around the Earth and then it's going to do a figure 8 around the moon. I'm like, that's bollocks. Who's believing that they can plan that out when everything is moving simultaneously at mass amounts of speeds at the exact same time? But
Nico, let me run a thought experiment past you, right?
No way.
So, Avengers Infinity War, probably the most popular movie in the past 20 years, cost $316 million to make. $316 million, right?
Easy work. All they
NASA, in the past... Hold on, shut the fuck up, right? Listen to what I'm saying. Avengers Infinity War, great CGI, flawless CGI, cost $316 million to make, right? NASA get on average about $20 billion a year. So if NASA are getting so much more money than the makers of Avengers Infinity War, why is NASA's CGI so shit compared to the people that made the most successful movie of all time?
Listen, that's part of the plan. If they wanted it to be amazing, it could be so good that anyone would believe it. But the fact that they make it so shit on purpose is like they want you to find out and see that it's fake. But the fact that you'd rather believe the lie, the 2nd Thessalonians. That's it. If you want to believe the lie, so be it. But not all of us are down for that. And Artemis was a total crock of BS yesterday. I could barely watch it without laughing. I loved the response I got online on my pages. No one is buying it. The only person
the dumbasses aren't buying it. But you know what? I have had flat earthers come to me and go, that was kind of real. I guess the Earth's not flat.
No, they didn't.
Yes, they have.
Said that?
Flat earthers.
Who? Jaren? That's it.
Other flat earthers.
No, there's no other flat earther that came
Just
to
look
you
on
and be
Facebook.
like,
There's on the Flat Earth Science Debate page. There's a big post about it.
Well, I'm one of the admins of the Flat Earth Society on Facebook. We got over 100,000 people on that group, and no one's buying it.
Right, we've got a super chat from Mr. E-Man Original for you. It says, King Nico the Derp Face. If the Earth is flat, you dumbass, why is there need for a DSCN, you dipshit? Sorry, that's just what it said. I had to read it out.
So did you see Kanye West?
Wait, no. I asked the question. I asked the question. If the Earth is flat, why is there need for a deep space network?
Yeah, the sky could be that deep space network. So what they're telling you is deep space network is just them using that money to map out our atmosphere that we can see and that we're in. That's
no, atmosphere is not. Atmosphere is not deep
mapping out
space.
The firmament. That's what deep space is.
We watched the rocket yesterday. There was no firmament. We saw the rocket in space. My good friend Astronomy Live tracked it and is still tracking it in space. People with $50 amateur radio receivers are currently tracking the mission in space. There is no firmament, Nico.
Yeah, not in CGI world. There's no firmament.
Again,
so when they set the
if the CGI was real, it'd be the most if it was CGI, it would be the most flawless CGI that ever existed. So that excuse is out of the window, because if it was CGI, there would be no apparent glitches and it would look like a Hollywood movie, but the best one ever made.
That's what I'm saying. How come Hollywood, with movies like Interstellar and Apollo this, they can make space look real and believable, but when it comes to NASA or the Indian Space Agency, when they landed on the South Pole of you believe they landed on the South Pole of the moon?
Yes, we can see the other orbiters around the moon have actually looked at the Chandrayaan lander, yes.
It's still
There is
there.
someone in the chat right now, Professor Philip Bell, that was involved
Professor
in
Philip
that project.
Bell, just like Professor Dave, right? Yes, he professors.
Well, he's an actual
Tell me
professor, just like Professor Dave is an
what
actual
makes
professor.
an actual professor? What makes you an actual
You
professor?
teach at a college or a university. That makes you a professor.
And what gives you the right to be able to do that? Because you have to learn from someone to teach you how to be
You're
a
changing
professor.
you're changing the subject. You're claiming they weren't professors. They both
Well,
teach
you
at
brought the
universities,
professor
therefore
up,
they are
not me.
professors. The Mojek says for $1.99, how come your name, Nico, is an anagram of icon?
Don't ask how. I don't name myself, right? So.
Well, you could do.
Like,
You could have changed your name. I've got no evidence your parents called you that.
Right.
Or that you were made normal ways. I imagine like someone spunked in a sewer and you were brought out somehow.
So is there footage of Artemis traveling past the south pole of the moon, and we can see images of?
Well, no, it hasn't gone to the moon. It hasn't done the transit lunar injection burn yet.
So they're still doing the circle around Earth.
Yeah, they will be until I think tomorrow, at about maybe 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and then they will do the massive burn, increase acceleration, and then go up to about just below 25,000 miles per hour, which is escape velocity. They're just below so they can maintain stability, and then they will literally let the moon be the main thing that continues their journey as the moon's gravity pulls them towards
almost believable. I'll sell this shit for you. So here's what we're doing. We're gonna launch Artemis through the friggin' atmosphere into space. So for the first few hours, 24 to 40 hours, we're just going to be spinning around Earth, getting some momentum to build up.
Nico, I just said this. Why are you repeating the words that I just said?
No. I'm going to sell it better than you. I didn't really believe that.
I don't give a fuck. Anyway, I've got a super chat for you quickly. This super chat for £5 says, King Nico is what you get when you order Andrew Tate at Temu.
No, Andrew Tate's from Pizzagate. Me and him are not the same.
Yeah, he's a better human than you, I imagine. Anyway, my friend Astronomy Live tracked it live. Would you like to see his live tracking?
Yeah,
I'm looking at NASA's live tracking. That's the biggest BS I've
Well, no.
seen.
We don't need to go to NASA. We don't need to go to NASA. We can go to amateurs with their own equipment.
There's a lot of live streams going on right now, and I'm seeing nothing but cartoons. So until I see something believable of
How do you know they're cartoons?
Space, because space is fake. There is this.
Well, no. That's circular reasoning. That is having your conclusion before the evidence. How do you know that it's fake and that they're cartoons?
Because I'm looking at it. I'm doing the research.
No, you're not doing it. Looking at it is not doing the research. How do you know it's not real?
Because I can see that it's not real. What they show
again,
us
that's
is
circular
total
reasoning.
BS.
You're just inserting your premise into your question. That is circular reasoning. That's that's a fallacy. So you can't do that.
Oh,
Where is your
it's
actual
simple.
evidence that it's fake without just going because I know?
The footage they're giving us is
the
not
footage. What
credible.
about the footage is fake?
Like if I put a GoPro on my dog and sent it outside and then brought that camera footage back in and posted it, you'll be able to see that it's real. You'll see the trees, the leaves. Their camera footage is
There's
not
no
looking
trees and
anywhere
leaves in
close to
space,
reality.
Nico. Nico, there's no trees
So
and leaves
what is
in
there
space.
in space? Just a black screen background? Because that doesn't look believable. That is total
That's
BS.
space,
Where's the
Nico.
stars?
There is no trees
it's
and
not
Nico,
space.
shh, I'm talking. Nico, listen. There is no trees and there is no leaves in space. You do understand? Are you drinking a juice box?
Yeah, where's
Did your
Max?
mum pack
Kiss
that
my
for
ass. Huh?
Did your mum pack that for you?
No, I did with my own metal straw too.
Metal straws are really not a good idea. They get infested with bacteria and have been the cause of over 3,000 deaths in the past 4 years. Did you know that?
So what are you, pro plastic then?
No, paper mostly would be the best.
Paper, yeah. You're gonna suck your juice through a paper straw.
Yeah, they work, but metal straws, the metal straws have bacteria in that's very hard to get rid of, change the flavor of the juice, and have been the cause of over 3,000 deaths in the past few years. Did you know that?
I'd rather metal than paper.
Well, you're dumb. JSS Tiger for $5 says NASA's holding the world ransom for $200 billion. Right, so seriously, what actual evidence do you have?
I don't need the evidence. NASA posted it all themselves yesterday with that BS Artemis.
What evidence do you have that that was fake?
It's the twin sister of Apollo, so whatever.
It's a name. Who cares about the name? I'm going to call it Lucy. All right. I name it Lucy. So
Yeah,
now
as in Lucifer,
that's what
right?
it's called. It's called Lucy. I have authority from NASA. They've just told me I can rename it. I renamed it Lucy. So your argument is now completely moot. So what evidence do you have that it's real? That it's not real?
Just the live footage now. I'm looking at Artemis in space, and it's absolute. It's slop. It's not even
because
AI.
You said so.
AI slop is at least good. This is crap,
is this
right?
right? So just to be clear, your evidence is I, King Nico, with an IQ of toe fungus, says that it's fake.
Look at it. Look at the angle of the shuttle. Look at the glitching. Why is it glitching? It's 2026.
Because it's in space.
So Nixon was able to call space with a landline telephone without.
No, he didn't.
problem.
Oh, dude, no, Nixon didn't call space with a landline telephone.
It was live. He called them live. We all.
He did
saw
not
it.
call space with a landline telephone. He used a radio. He phoned NASA. NASA went,
So
"Oh, you
the
want to
radio
speak?
signal-
Listen, shh." He phoned NASA. NASA went, "Mr. President, you want to speak to the astronauts?" And NASA turned on the radio, put the phone next to the radio, and went, "Here's the astronauts." There was no phoning the moon. Dim dim.
So the radio signal was good enough then, but our
Yes.
satellite and our high freaking fiber cable optics can't generate a proper image. And where's the stars? Like, come on! I'm sick of
The
it.
exposure is too low to be able to see the stars, obviously. Otherwise, the Earth would be just a white blur.
This footage, so that's one BS video. It's ridiculous.
Pat
Like,
in the
where's
chat, who's been a
actual
member for
footage?
50 months, says, "Copium, get your copium here. Hot and fresh, straight from NASA themselves. Copium for sale. Copium, copium." Dirt87 has been a member for 8 months, says, Can he give anything to back that it was fake? Right. Without just saying that it looks fake, do you have any actual analysis that you can share with us?
The only thing I'm going to say on analyze is that maybe possible that the launch itself could have been real.
It
You know
was.
what I mean?
People were there.
That doesn't make. I wasn't there, so it doesn't mean anything.
Well,
Anyway,
it does. There was people there, and it was live. People were live streaming it there. Some of my
like I
friends were
said,
there.
I watched the first 5 seconds. After that, once it goes up for 5 seconds, that could be all that's real.
Is that your attention
It
span
curves
level?
into the ocean. There's no trying to meet a pathway. It doesn't curve trying to exit Earth's atmosphere because of Earth's rotation. That's just an excuse for you to believe that it's not going into the ocean.
Do you think
And
that
after
rockets should
they
go?
switch it
Nico,
over.
hold on. Do you think that rockets should just go straight up?
Yes.
Give me a second.
Of course it does.
Give me a second. So you think rockets should go straight up?
Homemade rockets from independent rocket makers, they go straight up.
No,
they don't have to account for any kind of curving or anything. It goes straight up.
They don't go into orbit. To go into
No,
orbit,
they can't go
do you
into
think
orbit
that they
because
just go
hit
right,
the
Nico?
firmament and then they're stuck spinning
Do
there.
you right?
at the
Let's just say this is the Earth, right, and this is the rocket. Do you think that they have to just like go up and then take a sharp turn and start going around instead of, for instance, going sideways so that they can then orbit it? You think they have to go up and then stop, turn left, and start going? Is that right?
Bro, if they had to friggin'
That's not how this works. That's not how any of this
You
works.
see how if the Earth really was spinning, then it'd have to be a really steeper curve then. It's not making sense. The science is not sciencing.
Well, you wouldn't understand science if it kicked you in your vagina.
Because it's made up. It's just made up theory by this Mason at this university, by this guy at this.
What have Masons got anything to do with this? Which one of those 4 astronauts was a Freemason?
All of them. What? I didn't even look into them, but I don't have time. I'm done wasting my time on this circus of astronauts and space.
Except,
launches
Nico,
and
here you
Apollo
are in my
and
chat and now
Artemis.
on my stream.
Yeah, because I'm telling you, you're losing the fight. I'm just here to tell you.
Clearly,
You
we're
can
not.
keep up the charade all you'd like, but we're winning.
You're winning
That's all I
nothing.
came to
Flat
say.
Earth is the
We're winning.
internet's pet rock. You guys are winning so hard that we managed to trick one of your leaders into a fake podcast because his ego couldn't tell we were obviously trolling him.
Who's leader? I don't have no leader.
Potato Man himself.
Oh, God.
Why does David Weiss look so much like a potato? Do you know? Yeah, exactly. Right, Emojec199 says, do you know what frequency? I'd love to track it too. I'm not sure of the frequencies. Ask Astronomy Live. He could probably tell you. Biggs TG for £5 says, they're lying to us. They want us to find out it's fake. Does not compute. My face protection is wearing out too quickly tonight. My bad. I thought it'd be better quality. Yeah, explain your disconnect there. You say they're lying to us, but at the same time they want us to find out that we're lying. Can you explain that?
Okay, here's what's going on. They're lying to you. They're giving you the worst type of CGI imaginable because they want you to find out, but they know you're not going to find out because they know that they've already duped you so good that you're going to tell yourself this is real and fill in the blanks for them. That's how deep they're in your mind, that now you are working for them for your own brainwashing.
Nico,
when you see the CGI, you tell yourself it's real.
Nico, what you just said,
laugh.
Nico, what you just said was one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. And not once. Shh. Let me get my rant out. And not once during your rambling, incoherent response were you anything close to resembling a rational thought. I award you no points, and may the flying spaghetti monster have mercy on your soul.
All of you, all your little globies in the chat, you saw that CGI nonsense and you told yourselves it was real because you so badly want to believe.
There were people there watching it live, dum-dum, and are still tracking it now with their own equipment.
Like, I'm tracking it too.
Why aren't you? No, serious question, Nico. Why aren't you tracking it? Serious question. Why aren't you tracking it?
There's nothing to track. I don't track
cartoons. Well, how do you know if you haven't attempted?
I take 2 seconds. Tracking NASA, launch pad, Artemis, Orion trackers right in front of me.
No, seriously.
They're not showing anything because there's nothing to show.
Nico, I'm serious, right?
The tracker.
Nico, you could buy a $50 radio receiver and track it yourself. Why didn't you?
I want video footage, not radio frequency signals.
There's lots of video footage, but you could track where it is.
Over a network.
You could track it and triangulate where the signal's coming from with a basic bit of math.
I want Ultra HD, 4K, if not 8K real-time footage. And until I get that, this shit is not happening. You guys are losing. I'm out. Peace. Mic drop. Juice drop. Over. Booyah!
Wait, let me actually test. Like, if you were to do some basic trigonometry, how would you work out the hypotenuse of a triangle?
No, you asked me this the last time.
I haven't asked you this. That was a different question. How would you figure out the hypotenuse of a triangle?
So now you're changing the subject from
I'm trying to figure out if you have the ability to track it. And some trigonometry would be helpful in that case. So do you know, this is a very serious question, and if you're smart, you would know the answer. Do you know how to calculate the hypotenuse of a triangle?
Okay, first of all, you told me to track Artemis. I'm looking at the rear end or some kind of component of Artemis. That is it. Nothing's being tracked. There's nothing to do with
stop avoiding the question.
Triangles. I'm avoiding it because it's nonsense.
No, I'm going to keep asking. Do you know how to calculate the hypotenuse of a triangle? Yes or no?
No, tell me. Calculate it. I don't know what difference that's going to make to prove that your Artemis
grade
is really
did you get at maths in high school?
Yeah, I'll share both my certificates now. I've done it. It's unnecessary stuff to need. Hypotenuse triangles. You're the only person that brings it up, and it's still irrelevant to what we're talking about.
What grade did you get in maths in high school?
It's still irrelevant to what we're talking about. There's nothing being tracked here. Can you tell me what's being tracked? How can you look at this tracker and be like, wow, oh my God.
Because you can triangulate where the signal's coming from.
Oh, we're going back to the moon, Craig.
Your copium is showing. Right, Straywork has a question for you for $5, and you need to answer this because he's paid, so it would be very rude to not. And you wouldn't want to be rude, would you, dumbass?
He's the only one paying. Where's the super chat? I've been leaving.
This is a super chat. It's a $5 super chat. He's asking you a question, so pay attention. Pay attention.
Get a refund.
Be quiet. Pay attention to the question. He says, just curious, King Dumbass, if space is fake, why have we been able to fire lasers at the moon and it reflects back, proving the original lunar equipment is there?
If that's what you want to believe, I'll go along with that, because the moon rock, it just bounces off and back to their data, the tinfoil, or that's receiving the laser signal that bounced up. Look, Artemis. Oh, wow, more CG. Look at this. I'm watching it live right now. Anyway,
share your screen. Show us.
How do I get that? Let me share it. Look at this, bro. You guys are telling me sharing is not turned on. Send request.
There we go.
You're telling me this is real life.
A squared plus B squared equals C squared, by the way, just in case you were wondering.
A squared plus B squared equals C squared.
A squared plus B squared equals C squared, yes. We've got another Flerf in the chat. What's his name? MBM3217. Craig lives in a fantasy space world. No, I live on Earth, where smart people are. Yeah, that's a visualization, clearly.
Everything's a visualization. When, like I said, where's the actual footage? Like 1 minute we're looking at it launching, and then we get cartoons for the next 3-4 days until they get past the moon and get some data and come back, and everyone's clapping like, yeah, well done, Artemis.
Oh, well, guys, we reached the super chat goal. That was fucking fast. Thank you very much, by the way. With once I've dropped King Nico like a brick, we'll drop into QOps server and see what they think about the mission. We might even get to listening to Dave Weiss and I Love Patricia Steer at some point. JSS Tiger for $5 says, King Nico, do you think Star Wars is the real representation of space?
Well, you guys clearly believe that's the true representation because you
listen
believe
to the
in
question. Do you think Star Wars is the real representation of space according to us?
I do not believe that Star Wars is a true representation of space, but you all clearly do.
No, we don't, because we're not dumb fucks.
But you do. You believe that Artemis is in space right now, hence
yes,
you believe
and that's not Star Wars because they're not going to warp.
The exact same concept.
They're not traveling light speed. They're not doing the Kessel Run in like 3 parsecs or whatever. Russell Warren wants to know, how old are you?
I'm 41.
You're 41? Really? Are you single?
I'm old, boy, and I'm not a buyer of BS, so...
No, are you single? Like, has a woman ever touched you?
No. What? What kind of question is that?
Like, have you ever, felt the love of a woman? Has any woman ever said, Nico, I love you. I wish that you would be with me.
Many girlfriends. And what?
But none of them stayed with you, right?
That's not.
Yeah, no woman stayed with you. It makes sense. It all makes sense now. Monochromatic light source for £10 says they left on April the 1st. It's 10 days before they get back, so let's all dress up in Planet of the Apes costumes and welcome them back, okay? Imagine the look on their faces. What a prank. That would be fucking hilarious.
You guys are still seeing this tracker right now. What's being tracked here? Why isn't the Earth spinning?
Earth spins at 0.000694 RPM.
It's total BS. Let me find another tracker. Artemis, where's the live?
None of those are trackers, by the way.
That one said it was the Orion live tracker, right? So here's what comes next. Artemis.
Maybe look for Artemis live stream. Live views from Orion. Have a look at that one. Go back a bit. Obviously, they're out of signal right now. So there we go, in space.
So that thing is moving right now. This doesn't look like anything's moving or part of
how would you know? What's your reference for it?
And this is coming from NASA's live YouTube channel, 13.5 million subscribers. There's almost 18,000 people watching this tracker live right now. We had to go back just to get an image, but most of it's not in signal. We're going back. Most of it's blue. And when it does come into frame, we get... Come on, this is not good enough. What is this? So look, we finally get Artemis, and this is all we get for 5 minutes until it goes back to a blue screen. So that's from NASA. Well done. Money well spent. Funding is going. We got NASA. We got I Need More Space, another tracker. Let's see. This guy's got a better one. Sorry for my ads. YouTube don't pay me enough for me to be paying for premium. So yeah. More blue screen, more mumbo jumbo jargon, calculations, routes, parts.
Stuff you don't understand clearly.
Stuff that I understand if it really was capable of being happening, but no, the science isn't sciencing. Never has, never will.
So do you see what I'm showing you right now?
Yeah.
All right, let me. So this is actual someone tracking it in space. That's a time lapse of actual in space from the ground.
So that's not a shooting star. That's Artemis traveling across space?
Yes. They triangulated where it was, and then they tracked it, and they made a time lapse. Thoughts?
You know that could be anything, right?
Any proof that it's not? Well, you can look at the data which he gives out freely, of course, if you want to actually analyze it. Jiffy Cone says I should just drop you because you're a disingenuous loser for $2. How do you feel about that?
Drop me how?
Well, I could just press kick.
I'm down for that. Please, anyone that wants to do old-fashioned fight, let me know. Don't talk big in the comments like some keyboard warrior.
No one was fighting you. They were just saying that I should drop you, as in I should press the exit button.
Oh, well, don't talk big with me because drop me. I'm from England. I know that kind of terminology. If I'm dropping someone, I'm not.
That's not what they meant. They didn't. They weren't offering a fight for you, Nico. They probably wouldn't want to touch you. They get slightly sticky. Stoops the Cat, the Flat Earther, says for $5,
Dude.
King Nico equals Nikon CGI.
Nikon CGI, yeah.
Why do all the other Flat Earthers hate you?
There's no Flat Earthers watching this shit right now. There's none. Stoops is not a Flat Earther. There's no way.
Stoops, he's an actual Flat Earther, yes.
No, he's not.
Yeah, 100% is. Tony, do you want to come on and talk to
Bring him on. Bring this guy on.
PhD Tony, yes. Turtle Moves for £2 says Artemis is fake because Nico doesn't like it. The Mojek 199 says analyze or anal eyes. Truth Nerds €5 says so when you call a cell phone number from a landline phone, it's NASA CGI fakery. Why didn't I ever realize this? Yeah, Nico, how do I phone a landline from a mobile? How does that work?
You can call landlines from a cell phone number.
How?
Just dial the number. I don't know. I'm in Canada, North America. The phones
yeah. So how does it work? Because it's not on the mobile network. So how do I phone a different network?
I'm not getting how that's related to Artemis being fake and how that NASA can't give us any live feed from this mission, but you're sharing little white dots moving on a black sky, and woo, that's Artemis. I'm like, okay, that's what you want to believe. Then
Saltmarsh says that all I do is insult. No, I point out stupid, and that I can't do an integral. I give me a math. All right, I'll tell you what. Me and you do an A-level maths test together and see who gets it right. I challenge you to that.
No calculator. Yeah, I will do maths with no calculator. Let's go.
Right, I'm going to get PhD Tony on, and he can talk to you.
No, get the other flat earther on that supposedly hates me. It's probably just a hater. Probably someone I woke up to the flat earth, and now he's just jealous.
Well, no, he calls you out for stealing other people's content.
No. If he had been watching and been a real flat earther, he'd know I didn't steal anything. I'm not a thief, so get out of here.
Well,
everyone
knows that you stole content word for word.
They wannabe. Stoops the cat.
Everyone knows that you stole content word for word. Let's get a PhD on to talk to you.
Anyway, I gotta go.
Oh, you're leaving just as the PhD's coming?
I came on just to tell you we're winning. And it's not looking good for this Artemis mission.
So wait, I've just sent the invite to a PhD. Are you going to run away before he gets here?
No one's running. I just said I gotta go and
you don't have to go.
For the next debates we're gonna have, obviously this is gonna be easy because all I have to do is
just hold on. The PhD wants to talk to you, so wait. I've just sent him the invite. Okay. I do not give you permission to leave.
Okay, so stay on, but he has to answer my questions first, Mr. PhD Tony. What lodge are you a member of? What lodge is? What are your rank at this lodge? Clearly a Freemason. So where are you? What city? I guarantee you're within 1 to 2 kilometers of a Masonic lodge that you attend frequently. You're either a junior warden or one of the top dogs.
Tony, are you a Freemason?
No.
There we go. There's your answer.
I can see the Brotherhood rituals all over you. It's in the face, it's in the beard, it's in the demeanor. You have the Brotherhood look. When you do the ritual...
Okay, so you're just being a bit of a dumbass right now. Shush. Tony, hello. Thank you for joining. How are you doing, my friend?
I'm well. How are you?
Not too bad. Not too bad. I'm very excited about taking my wife out on Saturday. I'm looking forward to a good night out for our anniversary. I can't wait for that. So thank you for coming on. I'm sorry that Nico's here, but that's how this is.
That's okay.
I'm the Freemason Slayer. You guys can't bullshit me.
I'd like Nico to explain what he means by the science isn't sciencing. What science doesn't science for you?
So NASA is telling us the route path, the flight
is
path.
NASA, sorry, science. So we're not talking about NASA, we're talking about science, right?
Okay, so
science is not sciencing for you.
How can they plan a route for Artemis, the route that they've shown worldwide? How can they plan that considering the motion and the movement and the spinning that the Earth is going through space, and the moon is moving, chasing after the sun? How are they able to calculate a specific path for
you just said that you could do maths, right?
I said someone
you just said to FTFE that you were more than happy to take a mathematics test with him. So you should know what a line integral is. You should know how to calculate you should know how to construct the rocket equation. You should know how to solve the rocket. You should know the techniques required to solve the rocket equation to minimize fuel use, right? You should know all this stuff because you've said that you're good at mathematics, right?
Correct. And common sense.
Okay, so please construct for me the rocket equation.
No, I'm not. There's no equation. You can create something to fit something.
No. There is a mathematical construct called the rocket equation. You claim that you are mathematically competent enough that you should be able to construct this equation live on stream for everybody here, right?
And how does that rocket equation fit into the space equation, right? How do they make that work?
So what space equation are you talking about? I'm unfamiliar with this term.
That's the thing, the science of space and how our Earth...
What science of space?
of how we are traveling through endless space, chasing after the sun, which is the
Nobody
science
says
give
space
us.
is endless.
So you're telling me there's an end to space, or we're doing?
Yes. I'm telling you that the universe as we understand it has finite size.
So eventually the sun that has been traveling endlessly at ridiculous amounts of speed with the Earth chasing it, with the moon and the whole solar system, is eventually going to just hit what? How can it end?
So your question, so you claim that you have mathematical understanding, but the question that you just posed betrays multiple levels of misunderstanding. The Earth is not chasing the sun. The Earth and the sun and the other planets in the solar system started out as components of the same disk, right? That disk is pursuing the same motion that it was before the planets, before the sun formed, right? There's no chasing. No individual component is chasing any other individual component. Their motion is preserved. You then went on to say that because the universe is finite, the sun must eventually hit the edge of it. No, that's not true. That betrays a fundamental misunderstanding of how circles work. If you walk in a circle in your living room, you can keep doing that forever. You're not going to reach the end of your street, let alone the end of the universe. So the fact that something is traveling for a long time doesn't mean that it is moving outside of a bounded area in space.
So the rocket formula and the formula.
Hang on, we were just talking about your fundamental misunderstanding about space, and you got corrected on two fundamental issues. Your job now is to acknowledge that you have been corrected and to show that you understand what was said to you. You don't get to jump around to another topic.
Okay, hold on. I'm understanding that you just told me that the universe isn't finite and that the sun...
No, I told you the exact opposite of that.
You said that it can have an end, and that now you're trying to tell me I've been corrected because you have science that says the sun is moving around something, not in a straight, direct path. So where's the science that says the sun is curving and going around something encased in a universe, not traveling through a universe?
Well, there are two issues. There are two issues that you fundamentally don't understand. The universe is expanding at the speed of light. The Earth is not moving at the speed of light. Even if it were, it could not catch up to the boundary of the universe. So that's the third limb on which your claim fails. But we can examine the motion of the Earth through the universe by looking at. But don't apologize. I'm just going to talk over you. We can examine Earth's proper motion through the universe, looking at the Doppler shift, the biased Doppler shift of various celestial objects, and the cosmic microwave background.
So you mentioned something to do with an ever-expanding universe. What does that entail entirely? From my understanding, that sounds like a universe that's growing or being added to. Like, what do you mean by
it's expanding?
And how do we know this? Does that would mean
we know this by looking? We know this by looking at the. You asked a question. Do you want an answer to your question or not?
Let me just hold on. Let me finish, because that would mean we would have had reached the end of something to see it being expanded. So if we haven't reached the end of this universe, how do we know that it's expanding? Sorry. Yeah, go ahead. So
your inability to understand science is very much a you problem, that you can't envision how we understand. So if I'm if I measure a distance to a distant object, and then I come back later and the object is further away, but I know that both objects are stationary relative to, if I look at two mountains and I come back and measure the difference between them and they're further away, that tells me that the surface, that there's some motion involved. We can use a similar principle by looking at the Doppler shift of distant objects Doppler shift of objects as a function of distance. That Doppler shift we notice increases, that objects further away are vastly more heavily Doppler shifted than objects that are nearby in the night sky. And this is well explained and entirely consistent with the universe expanding. You keep on asking, how do we know? And it is more accurate to ask, why do we think? Because it is possible that there are other hypotheses that explain this, that explain this better. But at the moment, our best explanatory hypothesis is that the universe is expanding.
Interesting. Interesting.
I thought you knew this. How do you know? So you're claiming to have sufficient familiarity with science and sufficient familiarity with mathematics. You should know this, right? This is well attested. You could read any popular article in science and it will tell you all of this.
Yep, correct. I am very well versed with a lot of this science. But
well, demonstrably not, because you're having to have very simple terms explained to you in painstaking detail because you're clearly not familiar with them.
Because it's ever expanding, just like the ever expanding universe. Remember, I've been a flat earther for almost a decade now. So from the moment I realized that the science wasn't sciencing, and
But you've yet to demonstrate any way in which science isn't sciencing.
So in a decade now, the science for the space that I stopped believing in has ever expanded as with the universe. So,
but this was well-known more than a fucking decade ago, mate. This was all out there. It's been out there for, the better part of a century, this stuff. So, so I don't understand how you can say, well, if it wasn't there a decade ago, I don't know about it. This stuff is older than a decade. So if you claim that you are well versed in the science, and again, your reasoning is circular. You say that the science isn't sciencing. When asked to explain what isn't sciencing, you are completely unable to explain it. How do they do stuff? Well, here are the mathematical techniques that they use to solve these problems. It's a combination of a calculus of variations, Lagrange multipliers, the rocket equation, and orbital mechanics. That's it. You just plug those elements together and you can get a course from the Earth to the Moon, satisfying the constraints that we want them to satisfy. It's and we're greatly assisted in this by the existence of computers, right? That can use. We don't need analytical solutions. We can just do numerical integrations. So what's the problem?
So can these formulas now? Obviously, they've been there for a century. Can they be bettered with AI, modern tech? Can the math be bettered? Can the science be bettered to make more sense to people that obviously are not believing it?
But why do you not believe in it? So again, this is circular. This is circular reasoning, sir. You're saying you don't believe in it because it doesn't make sense, and then you're saying, well, I don't understand it. How can it be better explained to me? Well, it could be better explained for you if you hadn't just a decade ago decided to shut yourself down from learning any science. Maybe there are resources out there that will teach this shit to you in quite simple fashions. I've got a book on mechanics here that goes through the rocket equation in great detail. I've got another book right here. Here you go. This is a book that will go through Lagrangians, Hamiltonians, and the calculus of variations for you. There you go. Read up on it.
He could
have. And it'll help you. I've got another book over here explaining the details of gravitation for you. I can recommend that. There are resources out there that you can educate yourself with.
Yeah, and you're right about that. All that information is out there in book form. It's on the internet. You can get the PDFs. But like I said, the reading and getting through all these books one by one, the science sounds great. The formulas make sense on paper and the maths and adds up. But in the end, It all boils down to I want to see it in action, right? Right now we're seeing a blue screen from NASA, so I'm not.
Yes, but even if that were true, it would not make your case. Even saying, look, I'm not convinced by the evidence that is being presented, that doesn't justify you in coming to the opposite conclusion. You can say,
that's the main
no,
part
it
of
doesn't.
the experiment.
No, it doesn't, sir. Because you haven't seen the experiment falsified.
How can you have a conclusion without seeing the experiment?
All you can say is, I've no observational evidence either way to come to a conclusion. If I reject that observational evidence over there, the buckets of it, the photographs of Earth from the moon, if I reject all of that, and I just say, okay, I'm just rejecting all of your evidence, all of your satellite data, all of your geodetic surveys, all of the earthquake data that emphatically demonstrates that the Earth is round.
But why would you accept
I'm rejecting. You might have an easier time learning stuff if you didn't try vainly to shut me up by talking over me. I am a professional scientist. You are some Goomba on the internet.
Okay, professional scientist, listen. To have the science and have a conclusion to match your formula, we need the observation of the experiment. We're not seeing any of it, but you're still coming up with a conclusion because the formulas add up. That's not science.
No, what you're doing is not science. You're saying, I don't believe these observations, which is fine. You know, we can't make this observational evidence persuasive for you. But you, in order to come to the opposite conclusion that all of this is false, you would need evidence supporting that conclusion. If you don't have evidence either way, the scientific conclusion to come to would be, I don't have a position. You know, is there a bread box between Earth and Mars?
Listen, Mr. PhD Tony, you cannot out-science God. He is my evidence. The Holy Bible has been here longer
Where does God say that the Artemis mission was faked?
When he said on the first page of Genesis that he created the firmament to separate the waters from the waters above from the waters below.
To be clear, Nico, hold on. Nico, 1 second.
So
Nico, hold on.
I rebuke you
Nico,
in the name of Jesus.
Nico,
you guys are all sodomites. You cannot out-science God.
Nico, you're muted right now. Shush. To be clear, God didn't write the Bible. People did. God didn't ever say anything in the Bible, not once.
And I will further make the point that the book of Genesis is demonstrably false. The age of the earth that it gives is demonstrably false. The claim of Noah's flood, demonstrably false. Trust me, my PhD is in the analysis of paleo sea level indicators. There is absolutely zero evidence supporting the existence of Noah's flood, and there is abundant evidence contradicting it. There's also abundant evidence contradicting the claimed age of the Earth. You rely, for instance, on the minerals that go into your computer, the minerals that go into your car, the minerals that go into your clothing, even given that it's artificial fibers. There is abundant. We use geochronology to do mineral exploration, to tell us where to drill to find minerals. So your life, modern society, depends on mineral exploration, geochronology, which is proven robust and correct again and again and again. I'm not sure if unmuting him is a wise idea because I think he'll just yell at us again.
Well, he hasn't yet. I don't think he realizes he's unmuted because he's not that smart.
Well, he's muted again.
Oh, did I mute him again? Oh.
Unless he muted himself.
It's a
but
possibility.
Nico, you're looking really good. Let me tell you that you're looking really good in front of the audience.
I am about to out-science a fucking PhD.
No, it's very hard to do when you're muted, to be fair.
You don't talk against my God and tell me.
I'm not taught that. This is the thing. I'm not talking against your God.
I can
this
prove
is a consistent misunderstanding. I have no problem with Christianity. I have no problem with Christianity, and I'm not trying to talk you out of your Christianity. I don't have, I was a Christian myself for 35 years, and a quite diligent one. Actually, this time of the year, I'd have been serving in, I'd have done Holy Thursday yesterday. I'd be looking forward to Stations of the Cross coming up later today. I was an acolyte in my church. I have no issue with Christianity per se. It is biblical interpretation of the Bible that I have serious problems with, because the Bible clearly has inaccuracies in it. It has internal contradictions in it. It's not a the spiritual messages in it. Sure, take the spiritual messages in it, and I hope that they give you great comfort. And I hope that they and I wish you good luck in your relationship with your God. But do not interpret the Bible as being a science textbook, because it demonstrably isn't.
My research alone has proved that the flood did happen. So obviously you haven't looked into the buildings and the structures that are worldwide from Tartaria. You can laugh because I know you went into the lodge and you renounced Jesus. I know what you do. I know more about you than you know about yourself, right? About being a Christian for 30. You were never a Christian. You were a sodomite in the Masonic lodge. You rose up through the ranks. You renounced Jesus. You served Lucifer.
He knows all this about you, Tony. You didn't even know it yourself. How do you feel?
He's smiling.
Well, all I can say is those Masonic lodge meetings must be spectacularly unmemorable.
The Great Flood happened. Your science of space is absolute BS. There is no observational evidence to have a conclusion to fit the formula.
We don't need observations of space. We do not need observations of space to show that Earth is not flat.
I have observations of Earth to show that we're
Nico,
in a
I want to quickly read the super chat to you. Nico, I'm talking. Nico, be quiet. Nico, super chat from Bill Tetley for $10 says, Nico, don't forget James 1:19-20. Know this, my beloved brothers. Let every person be quick to hear, slow to speak, slow to anger. For the anger of man does not produce the righteousness of God. How do you feel about that?
Feel awesome. Thank you for sharing.
Yeah, but you just did against that. So why are you going against what your God says? I just broke him, Tony.
Yeah.
I'm here.
And this is the other thing. This is the other problem with what you're doing, because you are discrediting your religion by cleaving to counterfactual claims and by asserting nonsense as though it's fact. You are making your religion less credible. You are undermining. So if Christianity, and I believe that there is spiritual value in Christianity. I still believe that the parable of the Good Samaritan is, a fundamental teaching in human ethics, and profound in its implications. But you are undermining that. You get on here, you lodge baseless accusations of all sorts of stuff. Even if all of us here were sodomites, I reject the idea that sodomy is any sort of misdeed. As long as it's between consenting adults, I don't care who does what to whom, right? If fucking Masons want to if Masons wanted to get together and sodomize one another in the Great Hall, that's their business. It's not mine.
Yeah, but Nico, Max proved that you're a sodomite, so...
Tell them, Tony. No, let Tony speak. He's spitting truth right now. I respect you for telling it how it is.
Well, he didn't say they do. He said if they want to. You may have missed that part because you've got the attention span of a goldfish.
I've been about this long before I knew who PhD Tony was. Obviously, he's been looking at my work and is confirming that the sodomy and the...
Right, Nico, I'm going to speak for Tony here. Nico, hold on. I'm going to speak for Tony here. Tony would rather cheese grate his nipples than waste his time looking at your work. Is that right, Tony?
Absolutely. There is absolutely no flat earthers work that I will watch. I find it all a complete waste of time. And it's just frustrating to be presented with somebody's smug idiocy, knowing that it's utterly fallacious. I have not watched any of your content. No, I don't believe that Masons are sodomites. No, I don't believe that sodomy forms a part of Masonic rituals. But even if it did, even if that were true, I don't care. Like it does nothing. It does nothing for your claim, for your factual claims. It doesn't make the Bible true. It doesn't make Noah's flood true. It doesn't make Tartaria true. All you're doing is being a contrarian. And just rejecting evidence and saying, therefore, I come to the opposite conclusion. That's not science. That's not even logic. You don't even know how to properly construct a logical negative.
Science isn't logic. You cannot mix the two and say because it's science, it means logic.
I don't think Tony did. Tony didn't do that. Hey, the Mojek 199 says, "Are you winning or are you whining?" He's definitely whining. The Dirt87 asks the question for $5 about to you, Nico. Could you define for us the difference between a scientific theory and a scientific law, please?
Okay, so from the Bible, what I consider actual
No.
science...
The Bible's nothing to do. This is a science question.
Oh, that's because you guys
Could
hate
you
the Bible,
tell us the difference in modern scientific language?
I need to bring it up.
Listen, in modern scientific language, could you explain to us the difference between a scientific theory and a scientific law, please? Yes? No?
No, tell me.
I'm going to take that as a no because you don't have the brain power. Flerf Destroyer says for $5, this is fucking hilarious. Nico is as dumb as they get. You are not wrong. Anna Handel for €5 says, is Nico aware that your name is derived from the Greek goddess of victory, Nike, sister of Zeus, and therefore aunt of Artemis and Apollo?
I'm aware my name has Greek heritage. Nikolaos, yes.
So your name is basically to do with the space. So you work for NASA is what you're saying, according to your logic.
No.
So Stoops the Cat, who is a flat earther, for $5 asks, does Queen Nico believe in lands beyond the ice wall?
No, but you obviously do because you're talking about it, Stoops the loser.
Stoops is the only flat earther I'm allowing to be a moderator on my channel because I believe we can save him. Bookworm, $5 says, Nico sounds like a small child trying to hold on to his belief in Santa Claus. Not wrong. Griff has been a member for 27 months, says, the Canadian education system have failed you, Nico. He was educated in Britain, and I'm sad to say he's one of the people we failed. The atheist Brony, for $5, says, if Earth is flat, why did the Flerfs have Bob Nadell unalived after he provided evidence of his rotation in a Netflix thing? No, they didn't kill him. He died of COVID complications, I believe. So I don't really... Suicide member for 50 months. Zumi, you're fucking awesome. People, listen. Thanks to Artemis 2, there's been a shortage of copium. Please think of the Flerfs and donate copium supplies. Yeah, Tony, did you put your money into copium stocks? That would have been I mean, I definitely did. I'm rich now. They were penny shares. Rubiks, back to scrappers. Truth Nerds for €2 says, Nico, is your girlfriend's last name MPEG? Stoops the Cat, $5. What do you call a King Nico in a gay club bathroom? Busy. Very busy. Oh, we're not going to do the gay stuff, but that is funny. It's a Rubiks for $2 says, watching from NASA break, love you cunt. That is actually a NASA person that works at NASA with that message. Thank you. JSS Tiger, $5. King Nico says, whiz bang boom, like it's the 60s Batman show. Big numbers are crazy.
Yeah, sorry. Hey, Tony. So no offense, no hard feelings, but we obviously serve two different gods. It's clear who you serve, and it's obvious who I serve. That's it. Nothing personal. But I'm against the Masonic Lodge. I'm against Lucifer and Satan. And if that's what you serve, then we're going to obviously clash. So
God made Satan.
Hang on, but you just said it's obvious who I serve, and then you said if. I'm an atheist. I'm an atheist. I don't believe that Lucifer or Satan exist.
But Lucifer is the god of atheism.
No.
Atheism doesn't have any gods. That's what atheism means.
But they always tend to find science, which falls and mixes on with Scientology.
That's not. Science and Scientology aren't connected any more than Scientology and Christian Science are connected, and they're not.
Hello, Christians. Hi. Yeah, how you doing? What do you mean you don't want Nico? You want nothing to do with him, and this is all Christians. You had a meeting. Right, okay, I'll let them know. Thanks for calling. Yeah, Christians say you're not invited to be part of their club.
Yeah, because Christians don't believe BS formulas to make up crap to force a belief and disprove God. So it's clear and obvious why an atheist would be so into space and Artemis and...
No, I don't think you understand what happened. I just had a phone call from all of Christians, and they said that you're not one of them.
But I want to touch on something. Do you think that God has been disproven?
You cannot disprove God, but science is made up and designed in a way to answer for God's miracles to label it something else. So just like a tree growing, which is God's miracle, they dissect it to a scientific point and be like, no, the seed, you plant it and then you water it and then it grows. So they try to take away God and put a scientific factor into creation, right?
But it doesn't matter what the mechanism is. Like, have you ever read Robinson Crusoe?
It sounds familiar. Long time.
Okay, Robinson Crusoe is a fictional story about a guy who gets shipwrecked and he gets on an island, and sort of he gets all of the stuff, sorts it all out, and as he's setting up his stead, grain, I forget exactly what type of grain, but grain starts growing in the corner of his field, and he hadn't planted anything there. And he goes, this is a miracle. This is an absolute miracle. God came down and he made the grain grow. And then as he's doing gardening later on, he works out that underneath the soil there are just grain sacks that he'd emptied out previously that he buried under the soil. And he goes, oh, it wasn't a miracle. It was just the grain sacks that made the grain grow. And then he gets really, really ill and he goes, this is God punishing me for saying that wasn't a miracle, because it doesn't matter if there's an explanation. It doesn't matter that I know the mechanism. That doesn't make it any less miraculous. So just knowing what the mechanism is has no impact on whether or not God made it happen, or whether or not God is intervening. We just have a better understanding of how God is making stuff happen if we want to accept that God exists. So saying that science is antithetical to God is, I think, a misunderstanding. Science is not attempting to disprove God. It's not attempting to remove God. It's trying to explain the mechanisms by which, if you're a religious person, God carries out his miraculous interventions in the world.
There's no reason why God couldn't set of all the wonderful things we see in the universe in motion. If evolution is true, which obviously it is, there's no reason God couldn't have set that in motion. There's no reason why God couldn't be the reason that the universe is expanding. I don't believe in God, but I also have no way I could ever disprove that God is the reason the universe and the mechanisms in it exist. So, anyway, this is way off the topic of Artemis.
Sorry.
No, it's not your fault. It's this sodomite over here.
Don't use sodomite as though it's a bad word. Like he's just a liar.
Yeah, I know. I just like to throw it back at him because he likes to use it so often. Yet Max proved that he is in fact a sodomite.
But it's just the thing that strikes me is that this interaction has been so hateful, right?
Yeah.
And it is so founded on just blind hatred and anger and frustration. And, again, you're just discrediting your religion. But let's get back to the science, not sciencing. What science isn't sciencing?
Specifically around Artemis.
All of it after the 2 minutes after launch.
Right, be
That
specific.
is
Don't
all-
just say all of it. Be very specific.
Very specific.
Yeah.
So from the moment that the Artemis rocket is supposedly leaving Earth's atmosphere, that is the switcheroo. That's where the story gets a bit twisted up. That's where the science gets all kind of crazy. That's where these mathematical formulas come in.
Right, you're just saying things. Be specific. Give us
No,
one
I'm
thing.
being specific.
No, you're not. You're just
No, you're
saying
not.
things.
Crap. I can make up mathematical formulas and science.
I
and
don't
fake
think
shit
you could
too,
make up a
right?
mathematical formula if your life depended on it.
And just because I don't agree doesn't mean this whole thing's been hateful. I even apologized and said nothing personal. But yet you guys, just because I'm onto the crap you're trying to feed the masses, I'm hateful. I'm this person.
You were very
Like, it's
hateful,
like-
Nico, and everyone saw you be
No.
extremely
No,
hateful.
I'm
I had to
very
mute you to
upfront
stop
about
it.
Yeah,
it.
it's
I
the
deal with a lot.
fact that you got red-faced, yelling at us, calling us all sodomites, calling me
What
a
I
devil
do.
worshipper.
That's what I do.
And you know, you can apologize for it. I don't accept your apology because your immediate justification, you
I don't
immediately
accept your science.
justified yourself. You're not expressing repent for what you did. You're just
Yeah.
sorry that you
Okay.
humiliated yourself and your religion in public, and now you realize that some pro forma apology is necessary to
All right.
redeem yourself in the eyes of onlookers. But then you said, I apologize, but you're a devil worshipper.
Well, yeah, I can't accept your science. I'm sorry for.
Why
being
not?
white-faced
Mainly
you're
because
an
he doesn't
atheist.
understand it, I
Why-
imagine.
That means
Okay,
your science
Bill
that you
Bell-
believe is tainted by your agenda to keep your atheism religion. You say that
Nico,
I'm-
shut up,
I'm
Nico.
making
have
my
a religion,
look
and
bad.
again for the majority of my career, I was a scientist. I was a Christian, and it had no impact. Professor Phil Bell wants to know what happened to the rocket after it went into the big black area, and what is the big black area?
Oh, I can hear the cogs whirring.
Yeah, the black area, but that we've seen all the live footage of, that's not space. That's not what I see up in the sky with all this. That's nothing. That's not credible. That's not an observation of anything. And I don't know.
But again, that saying what it's not doesn't tell me what it is. And saying that you don't believe that it's something, saying that you don't believe it's what people say it is not evidence that it is something other than what they say it is. What is your evidence? What is your evidence that it's that space is not what people say it is?
Because through the Hollywood ritualistic movies that they release in regards to space, we know how it
How is that
looks.
evidence related to space? Hollywood movies are fiction, right?
Right, but they put a lot of work into making it look feel
yes, but they're
realistic.
fiction. They are fiction. They are works of
Okay.
fiction, and we are talking about scientific fact,
Yeah,
right?
and the science is more fiction than the movie right now. That's what I'm
Prove
getting
it.
at.
Bring
If
up
the
bring
science
up any
had-
evidence. So, if you're going to discredit science, talk about the science. Don't talk about movies.
So in just under an hour's time, Artemis 2 will start its trans-lunar injection burn, and that's going to be live streamed. What do you think about that, Nico?
I'm looking forward to the live stream of a plain, boring blue screen. We're not going to see anything. There's going to be no injecting, no fuel burning. We're not going to see nothing. Like
If
you'd
you're wrong, will
expect
you
to
give me
see.
$10,000?
No, I'll give you $10 maybe, but not 10,000.
Why not
But that's
10,000?
never going to happen.
If it's not going to happen, then why would you be afraid to give me $10,000 if it does happen?
There's no afraid. I just don't put those kind of numbers on something so ridiculous. Whether
Why
I
not?
know
If you're
it's
so
gonna win
sure
or
about
not.
it, why would you not do that?
It's unnecessary. Why? I'm not here for that. I'm here to say I can't trust the science because I don't trust the science, and especially when you bring someone on that's
Yeah, Nico, you're just getting boring now. You're not giving us anything.
Yeah,
I'm
I
very
was trying
close
to
to just
leave a long
kicking you off
time
the
ago.
stream at this
Anyway,
point.
No, I'll leave gladly by myself. Send me an email. Bring PhD Tony back another time, and we'll talk this out.
Well, if you come back with an actual evidence of claims, then I'm sure PhD Tony will be willing to address your evidence.
Yeah,
the Holy Bible. But now I'll get red-faced. You can't discredit the Bible. That is the evidence.
Yes, I can.
Holder, and no, you cannot.
The Bible's very easy to discredit. It's full of lies and contradictions.
Bible doesn't get discredited. That's the word of God.
It does. There are inherent contradictions in it.
I can prove every word of that book exists. I can look. I walk around this earth. I can see that what God said happened in Genesis, all the way up until the Great Flood, actually happened. I can prove the Great Flood happened. I know it the exact day that it took place.
That's a debate that I would gladly host. Did the Great Flood happen?
Yes. Please,
because that's very easy to disprove. Trees kind of disprove it.
It's easy for me to prove it. Anyway, have a good night, guys. See you, Tony. See you, Craig. Peace.
All right, please stub under your toe and step on a Lego. Tony, I'm sorry that I put you through that. I feel bad.
Well, I asked to come on, so it's self-inflicted.
Greater Sapien says that he's tapping out. Nico's a tragedy. Tony, your patience is a wonder. And Craig, you're enjoying this too much, and they felt dirty watching. Be well, gentlemen.
Oh, well, if Greater Sapien is there, I just want to say how much respect I have for the work that he does in his content.
He's amazing, yeah.
Genuinely impressive on every level. So,
also, one of my inspirations for the gym as well. The dude's an absolute beast.
Right. Okay. Well, that too. But he just seems, he is a role model to a lot of people. So
yeah, he's one of the reasons I started my channel. Him, Conspiracy Cat, Simon Dan. They were kind of like the reason why I got into this in the first place, and I'll always have a lot of love and respect for Greater Sapien because of that. Yeah,
and well deserved too, I think.
100%. Yeah. Well, thank you for coming on, Tony. Would you be willing to debate him properly on? If the floods happened, because I'm sure that's something you've actually got a lot of knowledge on with your, your science background. But I think I would maybe try and bring a moderator on that's not me to actually manage that.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Tony. I do appreciate you coming on, mate. And I hope you have a good rest of the day. And I will speak to you soon.
You too. Take care, Craig.
Bye-bye. Guys, I'm sorry for that. You had to deal with Nico. Right. We're not going to watch Mark Sargent, and Potato Head joins in quite soon. What I do is on Sunday, I'll go over that one, right? Because I've just been reliably informed that CC released a video. So what we're going to do, we're going to watch CC's video about this, and then I will nip into QOps server and ask what they think about it, because you beat the super chat goal in like about 30 seconds, so I kind of have to do that. And thank you very much for the support. It means the absolute world. Yeah, so in just under an hour, if we're still live, we will watch the lunar the trans-lunar injection, which is amazing. That dude in the chat that was asking if I can do an integral, I did it in the chat whilst they were talking. So, but then they refused to do a live test with me, so I banned them. Read a few super chats and then we'll get on to CC. We've got Ida Yetz, who's been a member for 42 months, says, ask us more on how he solved the heat problem with Noah's flood. We'll save that for the debate. Bill Tetley read that one. Oh no, this is another one for $5. Nico says, Nico Tito's free to speak evil of no one, to avoid quarreling, to be gentle, and to show perfect courtesy toward all people. Yeah, 100%. Well, Panties 199 says, Nico, what's your favourite shark? P.S. Nico sucks. Doc Screenlight for $2 says, keep butt chugging the copium, Nico. Yeah, I fucking love Ryan George. I had a chat with him once. It was really cool. Riley Leifson for $5 says, Nico thinks the only way to observe us going to the moon is 55 8K cameras, completely ignoring the telemetry data and radio tracking, of course. Bruce Wayne, yeah, I'd say I'm pretty fucking good at math. I have to relearn a lot of stuff a lot of the time because, I haven't used a lot of the maths in years. I had to kind of remind myself how to do a quadratic equation the other day. But, I'm pretty good at maths, especially playing Satisfactory. You've got to be good at maths to play Satisfactory. Nick Wall's been around for 6 months, says halfway, lol, Tony thought Nico could read. The Turtle Moves to $2, says, according to Nico, in Xeno we trust. Greatest Sapien read that one, thank you very much, buddy. Jimmy says, who's been around for 19 months, Nico is a beautiful speaker for Zions. No hate for the Zation people, for Zation love. People like him should be the only people spreading such a hateful book. Digio Amorum says for €2, Nico, NI equals neural interface, CO equals cognitive overload. Inquisitive Infidel, $5 says, Nico doesn't trust science because he sees science threatens his safe beliefs. He's been lied to for so long that he can't see his perspective is flawed. He's just a dumbass. Right, I need to use the toilet. I need the Riley. So I'm going to go and do that. I've been live for 2 hours already. But we're going to watch CC and then we're going to nip into the QOps Discord server, see if they want a quick chat about Artemis and what happened. So if you just bear with me for 2 minutes while I go and use the toilet. I'll be back very soon. Bear with me.
Pick it up, pick it up. Is it dirt? Is it potato? Watch the screen and wait for the show. What's revealed, we're dying to know. Is it dirt or a potato? Check it out. Dirt or potato? Yes, I'm right, let's go. Dirt or potato? It's the game that steals the show. Look at the picture, don't make a mistake. Is it a spud or is it a face? Out of the ground or from his own behind? Dirt or potato, what will you find? Right on! Yo, can you tell what's underneath? A derpy mugshot or a root beneath? With every guess, we laugh and cheer. Is it dirt for a potato? Let's make it clear. Hang it up, give it a show. Dirt for potato, let's go. Skank it up, skank it up. Is it from the dirt or a funny disguise? Could it be a tater or a pair of eyes? What's in the ground or lurking around? Dirt or potato, where will it be found? Could it be smooth or full of lumps? Maybe it's grown on someone's big rump. Get your guess in, let's see what's true. Dirt or potato, it's all up to you. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Look at the picture, don't make a mistake. Is it a spud or is it a face? Out of the ground or from his own behind? Dirt or potato, what will you find? A pile of soil or a starchy friend? Guess it right and you'll ascend. Look real close, don't let it slide. Is it dirt or a potato waiting inside? Let's go, rude boys. On the garden patch or a silly trick, will you pick the right one or end up quick? Whether it's dirt or a golden spud, dirt or potato, here comes the flood. A mystery unfolds, what will it be? A lovely spot or dirt, can't you see? With every reveal, we're in for a laugh. Dirt or potato, it's the ultimate craft. Dirt or potato, guess it right, let's go. Dirt or potato, it's the game that steals the show. Beneath the earth or just pretend, a lump of soil or some dumb tread. Pick your choice, don't hesitate. Dirt or potato, now seal your fate. What's in the box, what will appear? A mash of dirt or something unclear. Make your move, we're almost through. Dirt or potato, it's all on you. Will it be fries or a dirty pile? Guess it wrong and we'll laugh for a while. Test your luck, it's time to go. Dirt or potato, let the guessing flow.
Righty. Oh, okay. So what I'm going to do, actually, I'm going to give you guys a poll to choose what you would rather do. CC or QOP server ask Flerfs about Artemis. Kinkitism for £5 says Nico's only girlfriend was Pamela Anderson. I'm hungry, so I'm gonna have a protein shake. All right, let's see what you guys think. Oh, it's pretty even. Well, a couple of minutes to vote, and then we will see what we want to do. I'd like the trans-lunar injection to be maybe live streamed if I can do that. Oh, that's nice. Pardon me. Sorry, I got to shake my protein shake. Salted caramel, bloody gorgeous. Right, looks like you'd rather have CC. We'll just let it have maybe another 20 or 30 votes. Quickly, guys, if you want to decide what's going to happen next, give that a vote. Okay, looks like it's CC.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you may be. CC here, Chris from New York, Westchester County. It's 4226. You know, it's funny. I was watching. Well, I didn't watch it in real time because I was still working, but I was just getting the highlights on the fake launch. You know, if you believe that bullshit.
He's had a haircut. It looks good.
There's an interesting thing that Hollywood likes to use quite a bit, and I think we counted, I don't know, maybe during the launch while it was taking off, 12 edits, maybe 15 edits. Oh, you don't know what an edit is? Oh, let me give you an example of what an edit is. Can I? May I? Here.
There was no edits. There was camera cuts. That's not edits. That's having different cameras at different times.
No. Edit. 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 You see,
he had so much fun with that. Bless his little hearts. Hearts? He's not a fucking Time Lord. Let's give him a call. See how he.
Possible to connect your call. Please try again later. It has not been possible to connect your call. Please try again.
I think he's blocked my new number.
Been possible to connect your call.
Aww.
Please try again later. It has not been possible to connect your call. Please try again later.
Right, let me try. Supplementary services. Show your caller ID. Never. Hi. He hasn't got this one blocked.
Hey, it's freezing outside.
Hey, Chris, how you doing?
Who's this?
It's Craig, buddy.
Oh, that's good. I'm glad you called me on a private number, but I'm in the middle of eating.
You just said you were outside.
What?
You just said you were outside.
Correct, but now I'm going to start eating.
Well, we can talk while you're eating. That's fine. I just want to know how you're doing and what your thoughts on Artemis were.
I just uploaded a video. You didn't see it?
Well, I'm starting to watch it. Yeah, I'm live now, just so you know. I don't need to be upset.
No. Just watch the video. You'll see how I feel about it. I'm. You know what? And congratulations to NASA. They did such a fantastic job. Exactly what I would expect.
Yeah, but give us your live thoughts on it, rather than the video. And by the way, I'm loving the haircut. You needed that. Just give us your unfiltered thoughts on how you feel about it. And in 10 minutes, they're doing the translunar injection as well.
My videos are all unfiltered. You can see them, and they're really.
Oh, I don't know. There was edits in your video, buddy.
Well, actually, you know what? I'm not going to say they're really good because I don't really care. It's just me. So just watch the video, and I'm sorry, but look into it though, and also read the words. There's more into that video than you think.
Well, I'm going to, but I thought before I get into the video, I would just love to hear your personal thoughts.
I know. Hey, look, buddy. You know, I appreciate you calling me. All right, I really do. I gotta eat dinner. I'm starving. I gotta wake up at 5 a.m. tomorrow.
What you eating?
Chicken masala.
Oh, nice. I had chicken tray bake today. It was really tasty.
Okay.
But just 20 seconds. I'll let you go. Honestly, just 20 seconds. Just give us your unfiltered thoughts.
5 seconds. I gotta go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. Have a good night. All right.
Oh, come on, dude. I had to private my number to call you.
Don't worry about it, friend. Don't worry about it. I'm not like the other flat earthers who hate you guys. All right. I respect you guys. Whatever. Just have a good night. All right.
Well, I'm better night if you talk to me, because I really like talking to you.
I don't like hanging up on people. I want to say good night. Have a good night. Be careful. The weather might be bad over there, so just be careful. All right.
Don't hang up then. Don't go. Yeah. So he's blocked like 2 of my numbers now. That's 3 times I've got to have a chat with him. Absolutely brilliant. I'll just turn off my hiding my numbers. He did sound a little annoyed, didn't he? But then he puts his number on his channel, so it's not like he literally says, any questions, give me a call. Right, could someone chuck the link to the NASA stream of the translunar injection so we can watch that live if we need to? I think it'd be here, wouldn't it?
Maneuver to burn attitude.
Okay.
Right, okay. Watch it there. But we'll listen to CC in the meantime.
During that editing process, so many things could happen. So much time could pass, and you don't know how much time exactly has passed. However, in this case, it was a launch, right? Let's get into detail exactly what nonsense. First off, this launched off exactly. It's a fucking balloon. First off, there was a shot of one of the astronaut. Well, whatever that. He's not an astronaut, but one of the military guys took a picture about an hour or 2, maybe 3 hours before Artemis with his cell phone. It was on the ground, and it pointed up to the rocket to show the size of the rocket or whatever. I'm not saying it's not big, it's fucking huge, you know? I mean, really, it's a freaking helium balloon, basically, but you can see how fake it looked. I mean, this is not a steel, this is not metal, it's nothing, it's nothing but a helium balloon. They're not in that thing right now, they're not even in space yet.
It's just a helium balloon, guys. It's an actual fucking helium balloon. Jesus Christ.
Right now. This is the afternoon. Tonight, after they investigate, see, they're in low orbit. So everybody's celebrating. I'm like, what are you celebrating? Did you celebrate the ISS? I don't think you did you? Because they're not any higher than that. Right now, they're in low Earth orbit. Okay, that's where they are right now. And I find it really amazing that people believe this nonsense, because let's take a look at the capsule that they're in. Now, this is, how many people? I think there's like four military guys that are going to, and one woman. That's right, I forgot about that. There is a lady on board. Oh man, that should be great. They're going to be
Why? What's wrong with there being a woman on board? Women are just as capable, if not more capable, than men. The majority of the fucking time.
Up in this little capsule that's about the size of a minivan. Okay. Maybe add a couple of more feet to it, but it's basically like a big box van. Okay, and that's what they're in. They've got a shitter, a shoebox for, it's about the size of their shitter. That's going to be great. That's just going to be beautiful. I can just imagine the aroma for 10 days. You know, when I had my injury...
Hey, Dr. Bodvin, I didn't think I was a knob to him. I thought I was nice. I said his hair is looking good, and I wanted to hear his opinion. And I said, please don't go. I thought I was quite nice to him. I mean, he's blocked my number. Blocked both my numbers now. It's a bit sad. But hey, chicken masala. That sounds nice. He thinks it's a helium balloon. He thinks that... He thinks this is a helium balloon. Look at it. He thinks this is a helium balloon, guys. I don't know what kind of fucking helium balloon's got that coming out the bottom. And travelling that fucking fast. Sorry, right.
I couldn't take a shower for like 3 days because I didn't realize that you could put a 13-gallon bag over the leg area and tighten it and seal it too. Then I found out they had shit on the internet, but it didn't matter. But I mean, it just like after 3 or 4 days, I was like, I can't do it. I just got to take a shower. I just got to take a fucking shower. So they're going to be 10 days like this, okay? One woman and one female, and I think 4 guys, okay? Something like that. You know, I can't even drive to work in the morning without one guy going ballistic behind me, shining his lights and flashes.
Right. I think they're about to do the trans-lunar injection, so let's get that up quickly.
Three minutes now until the time of ignition for the trans-lunar injection burn.
3 minutes until the trans-lunar injection. That's pretty fucking exciting. This is the part where they actually head to the moon.
Orion now 190 miles above Earth's surface. 248,600 miles away from the moon.
So what's everyone think about the fact that they're about to head actually to the moon for the first time in 50 years?
Continuing to hear good reports from the flight controllers here, Artemis Mission Control in Houston.
Inquisitive Infidel says that Cece's Papa Flerfs must be Dearth. Right, guys, what we're going to do, because it's getting quite late, right, is tomorrow I've got a stream with Will, but after the stream with Will, I will do another stream, and I'll nip into QOP's server to ask them what they think of the Artemis launch, because you hit the super chat goal. Probably not going to get done today because we've already been live for 2 hours and a bit. Going to watch this, and then watch the CC video, and then on Sunday I've got a debate with QOP. But as well as the debate with QOP, we're going to cover the thing that I started covering at the beginning of this and then got sidetracked. Live views from the Orion capsule right now. Yeah, don't worry about the fact they've got a fucking woman on there. They've got a Canadian. Jesus, that's going to cause the issues, right? Yeah,
Orion
not
just
screen,
130 miles above planet Earth. As we mark 1 minute until the time of ignition of the trans-lunar injection burn.
60 seconds, guys. Oh, I should probably
Time of
let it
ignition
play.
of the trans-lunar injection burn. Your services engine. Services engine.
Yeah, look at that CGI. It would be, you know,
Mission
so
control
much
is
better if it
go.
was fucking
The crew
CGI.
is go. You're getting a live view from Orion now of Earth.
Well, panties, imagine it was a Canadian woman. The horror. Yeah, I saw that magical cat girl. I've got so much stuff I wanted to cover tonight, but we're going to get, you know, we've got more days to do that. I'll do a couple of streams tomorrow and Sunday, not Saturday, quite obviously.
10 seconds until trans-lunar injection burn start.
Here we go. Ah, and it's blue. Shit.
Integrity, good engine, good control.
We show the same. Feels great up here.
At MET, mission elapsed time of 1 day, 1 hour, and 14 minutes into the Artemis 2 mission. As Orion was flying 115 statute miles above Earth and 247,600 miles away from the moon, we have the start of the trans-lunar injection burn that will send the crew around the moon, the first humans to do so in over 50 years.
Incredible. Now, there's going to be issues with the visuals.
Again, this will be a 5-minute and 50-second burn on the orbital maneuvering service engine, part of the European service module.
Wonder what the Flerfs are thinking about this right now.
Continuing to hear good calls here from Prop in Artemis Mission Control in Houston, Texas.
Integrity, looking good.
Integrity copies.
So this is the trans-lunar injection burn, where they set off their rockets to technically escape Earth's gravitational
Velocity
pull,
of the spacecraft
reach,
ticking up now
escape
over
velocity,
23,900 miles per hour.
just under 25,000. So now they are at 23,900 miles
2
an hour.
minutes into this 5-minute and 50-second burn. Continuing to get good calls here in Mission Control Houston from all flight controllers.
Integrity, we copy the enabled caution, no crew action.
Okay, integrity copies.
The crew did receive a caution on their screen and have no action at this time. We continue to burn the trans-lunar injection burn.
Earth will start to get smaller in the background. Hey, we use miles per hour in Britain as well.
Integrity, similar caution, no crew action.
Integrity copies.
Over 3 minutes now into the trans-lunar injection burn. These live views coming from Orion as it looks back on Earth, leaving high Earth orbit and beginning its journey to the moon. We are now 230 miles above Earth, 246,500 miles away from the moon.
They got a hell of a journey ahead of them. Tony says use miles per hour.
Again,
That's
this
why you
burn
suck at
started
cricket.
on time.
Makes sense.
MET, mission elapsed time 1 day, 1 hour, and 14 minutes. We are targeting a 5 minute and 50 second burn. We've just hit the 4 minute mark into the burn. Quiet here in Mission Control Houston as flight controllers continue monitoring all systems. Everything looking good.
Yeah, clearly still inside the dome. Haven't hit the firmament yet. And there's the interdimensional portal that is the the light, where they get the light of God from. I mean the sun. Dr. Apocalypse says, I can see your house from here. Everyone wave. The red line is the firmament.
We have 1 minute left in the trans-lunar injection burn. Everything continuing to look good. Again, these live views coming to you from Orion as it looks back on Earth and begins its journey to the moon. And this, a live look inside Mission Control Houston. Flight Director Jeff Radigan monitoring all of the Orbit 1 teams. NASA Administrator Jared Isaacman has also joined us in the room to monitor the trans-lunar injection burn. We have less than 20 seconds left of this burn. This is the final major burn for the mission because this also serves as our deorbit burn.
Don't know about you guys, but Earth looks pretty curved to me.
Integrity looks like a good burn. We're confirming.
Well, there we go. They did it.
Integrity copies.
Confirmation from teams here on the ground to the Artemis 2 crew aboard Orion. We have trans-lunar injection burn cutoff and early reports that it was a very good burn. Orion now 520 miles away from Earth. Just 5 minutes ago, we were only 115 miles above Earth's surface. That distance will continue to increase as we are now on a trajectory to fly around the moon for the first time in over 50 years.
Woo! How fucking cool is that, guys? Let's just look back at what it looked like beforehand.
The crew did receive a caution on their screen, continuing to get good calls here in.
Right, so that's what it looked like before they started the burn. And that's what it looks like now. Definite curvature there. Flat earthers, you lose again.
Live views from the Orion spacecraft as it looks back on Earth following completion of the trans-lunar injection burn. The burn that commits us to flying around the moon. It also commits us to a return to our home planet on flight day 10 and a splashdown in the Pacific Ocean. But for now, these views of Earth as Orion starts its journey.
What do you think, guys? Zumi says, you can tell Witsit we're taking away all of Flat Earth. Now again, right? If this was CGI, right? If this was CGI Hollywood, it wouldn't be glitchy like this. It wouldn't be all slow and saturated. It would be like a perfect looking Earth. A smooth thing. They wouldn't have it looking like this. But of course, they're now like 600 odd miles away from the planet. So the signal's going to be pretty fucking choppy when they're traveling nearly 25,000 miles per hour. The fact that we can get this whilst they're traveling 25,000 miles an hour at like 500 plus miles away from Earth is pretty incredible, frankly. Look at that. Look at that there. Look at that fucking gorgeous curvature. Anna says that they're clearly outside the dome now, and it's the dome that makes it look curved.
This is Artemis Mission Control. 1 day, 1 hour, and 24 minutes since liftoff of Artemis 2. We have just completed the trans-lunar injection burn. Preliminary reports of a good burn. Again, this commits us to flying by the moon and coming back home on flight day 10. We're approaching 1,000 miles away from Earth. Just 10 minutes ago, we were 115 miles above Earth's surface.
Right, we're going to keep that on at the bottom there. We'll just mute it so we can get
Since
the views.
launch, Orion has been in a high Earth orbit. This allowed the teams to check all...
They're 1,000 miles away from Earth now, guys. The furthest for like... That is the furthest for 50 years that humans have been. That's incredible.
Because he wants to get out of his way. He's in a big fucking rush. 10 days. So if you believe this, if you believe that they're in this capsule right now, if you believe they are going to be launched out into space and they're going to spend 10 days out there in this little minivan with a shoebox for a toilet, no fucking shower or anything, a couple of sinks maybe,
CC, can you tell me you've never gone 10 days without a shower? I don't think you can, mate.
You know, maybe us flat earthers should get together and put together something. Actually, we don't even need to. You know what? One person can do this on AI. Oh, hold on. Let me edit. Edit. There was another edit. I had to reposition the camera. Edit. Oh, fuck. Fucking A, man. It just makes life so much better here. You know, to see these train rats, these NPCs that really just like fall for it. Although, you know, let me be honest with you. I really haven't seen anybody mention anything about it. I mean, I've seen it on the I think the New York Post today had a front page with going back to the future. We're not landing anybody on the moon. Apparently, if you believe this shit, you're going around the moon. Are they actually going to the dark side? I don't even know. Because there's so much little information we can find out about this. They're just going to
Well, yeah, they're going to the far side of the moon, CC. They're going around the moon further than anyone ever has before. Yeah, Mystery Man's right, because a shower's going to work in microgravity. Yeah, you'd have to fucking, like, just move. The water's just staying there. What do I do?
Wing it. That's all. Now, if they really wanted to back out, tonight would be the night. They would say there is an electrical problem. There's something going on here. One of the wires is fucked up. One of the fans went out. And they would just abort the mission and come back to Earth. However, I don't think that's going to happen. I think they're going to go through with this fake shit. They're just going to run with it, and it's going to be so bad. So, let's see. We are not obviously going to get what we want. There's no camera on the capsule to show us going into space. There's no capsule on the bottom of the capsule. I mean, you know, there's no camera on the bottom of the capsule that's going to show us breaking through the atmosphere and watching Earth just get smaller and smaller and smaller. No, they don't have that. I believe they do have mirrors, though. I think the AI thing that I have said there's not mirrors, windows. Said that there's 6 windows in there, which I guess would be about the size of...
Yes, well, sure. I gave CC a call and he told me to watch his video, so we're doing that.
Maybe something like this, you know, about that round or something like that, you know. Those are fried onions, by the way. I just had a little lunch. So there's really no way of getting a good picture on it. And where is this fucking thing going to be pointed? It should be pointed at the moon the entire time, so you can't get any rear shots. But they say there are HD cameras all over the capsules. Well, we're not going to see dick. Nothing. We're going to see shit. We're going to see the worst photographic imaging that they could possibly imagine. They're going to give you a picture of Earth that is unrecognizable with continents that are all fucked up if they even show those. Typically, they just put clouds all over the Earth and make it, there it is. It's right there, that's Earth. That white thing right there, that's Earth. Then you can see that little dark thing, yeah, that's Africa or some continent, we don't know, you know. No stars, of course. Nah, why would we want to do that? That would be stupid. So when they go around the moon, okay, are they going to...
So dismissing it just because he doesn't understand that weather's a thing. Good job.
Get Earth right there? I don't know, that's going to be the iPhone shot, I think, right there. No, it's not. It's going to be the most unrecognizable picture you'll ever fucking see. And that I can guarantee you, okay? You'll never see anybody land anywhere. They can pull this shit off, sure, because everybody here, they got their head in the sand. I bet half the population didn't even know this thing took off last night, you know? I mean, where was it? Where was it announced? Nowhere. You know, I mean, they did a blurb on it here and there, just went over people's heads. They're more concerned about the war, the fakeness, and all this other bullshit, gas prices. You know, here we're at about $3.89. But people don't seem to understand, we were there for almost 4 years. That's right, we had the Biden. Remember Biden? People forget, they forget these fucking things. They forget, like, they just completely forget history. You know what I mean? They're complaining about 2 or 3 weeks of high gas prices. You had high gas prices for 4 fucking years that were close to $5 $5 a gallon here in New York. Okay?
Right, he's gone off track now. He's forgot that we're talking about going to the moon.
And this idiot mayor down the city, he wants to pay these McDonald's workers $30 an hour. $30 an hour. Do you realize nurses and practitioners, they get paid about $20 an hour? Do you know that? But a McDonald's coworker can get paid $30 an hour. We'll see how that works. I mean, what an idiot, this guy. It's just everything. Everything is just, it's happening.
I mean, everyone should get a fair wage, and most fast food workers don't have a livable wage, which is always quite fucking frustrating.
So quickly, you know? I mean, it's just like we go through a period of 6 months of bullshit, and then bam, one after another. Remember when we were having those terrorist things? It's like bam, one weekend. That's what they do. You know, this is they don't know what else to do. All of this is made up shit. Okay, it's all there to keep you off the prize. The prize is flat Earth. Okay, and if you want to learn anything at all, I'm talking about your history. Okay, I'm talking about you thinking that in the 1840s.
That guy's playing Gallagher. We can see him playing Gallagher. JSS Tiger says, I bet there's competitive gaming in Mission Control right now. Wait, let's have a look. Any of them playing Fortnite? No, this guy's on stocks and shares possibly, I'm not sure. I'd like to know what these stats are on their things, of course.
In the 1700s, we were sitting in little huts, okay, with an axe, and you know, with nothing, with no light, with nothing. But yet we built these palaces, these beautiful palaces, dug freaking reservoirs for hundreds of miles with this no technology at all, no electrical instruments, nothing. So if you want to learn about that history, okay, and you want to revisit the history, the lies that you were told in school, and find out what we really had back in the day, okay, if you want to learn about the World's Fair, that's right, going all the way back to the 1800s, you know, if you want to learn about that, if you want to learn about your life, okay, if you want to learn about a digital world, digital world, that's right, yeah, that all this could be digital, that what we're living in right here is something that's possibly real in a sense that you're looking at it and acknowledging it that it's real, but maybe not. It might be hard to understand. See, free will is a big thing too. See, the tests that they did, there's an 8-second gap right there. You know,
can anyone tell me what the fuck he's talking about, please?
The computer knows what you're going to do like 8 seconds before it actually happens. See, they prove that. That means there's no free will, and scientists don't like that experiment. No, they don't. That means your life is a book. Let's give you an example, like your life. Look where you are right now. How did you get there? What paths brought you to where you are right now? And if one of those paths was crushed, where would have you gone? It's a book. It's not coincidence. Everything's been written for you. All the way up to the day you die. It's all been written for you. Everything you're doing now is going to affect you in the future. If you want to learn about all this stuff, then just download the app. I'm going to put you a link right there. Clock, Zodiac, app. It's there. All of it's there. It's going to cost you pennies to...
Do not download the Clock Zodiac app, because then we will just be able to see your house, basically, because it leaks your data.
Get into it. All right, nothing. Remember, give a thumbs up for me. All right, CC911 would be nice. All right, it gives me a little bit of... well, whatever. Who cares? Doesn't matter. You know, if you don't want to download the app, you don't want to learn anything. All right. If you just want to sit there and believe these fake rocket launches and this fakeness that you can actually propel in space in zero gravity and make turns. Okay. Oh, I see. You're saying the gravity of a planet. That's right. Turns it. All right. I'll acknowledge that. But how do you get to that planet without direction? Oh, the thrusters on the thing. Oh, really? You say thrusters? That's funny because space is zero gravity and it's a vacuum. You can't have fire in a vacuum.
They take the fuel with them, dude. The oxygen for the fire is in the fuel. That's it. And it's just pushing against the inside of the rocket. Oh my god. It's been explained a fucking 1,000 times.
Go ahead, try it. Put everything into a box. Take all the air out. All right? Try to light a fire. There's no air, you can't have a fire. It's as simple as that. There's no air in space. Is there air in space? No. That means you don't get a fire. That means you can't have rockets. They don't work. You can't turn without having some sort of water or something to push off of. If you don't have that, you can't do anything. You're just going to sit there and go around in a circle.
When you tell a flat earther that jet engines are actually more efficient in lower atmosphere, their minds basically explode.
If space actually existed, which it doesn't. None of this exists. Stars, planets, it's all fake bullshit. It's all there to reiterate. Oh Christ, I can't even say the word. It's all there to just keep the lie going, okay? Reiterate. Fake planets, fake Earth, fake everything. You know, it's just remarkable. But, you know, enjoy your little fake show. I think there's probably going to be a 70-30 chance that it might get scrubbed. I'm going to go with a 30% chance that it just might be scrubbed.
You were wrong. It didn't. They've just done a trans-lunar injection on the way to the fucking moon. They're currently about 2,000 miles away from Earth.
I'm going to give it a high 70% that they might go through with this right now because it looks like they're gonna. And what is this shit that they were inspecting the capsule when they were on the tarmac or whatever the fuck the thing is on? I mean, what are they doing? Isn't this open, checked out and everything like that? What do you think you can see?
Yes, why would they do any last-minute checks to make sure everything's okay, guys? Why would they check to make sure that the thing that the people are going to be living in for the next 10 days isn't working properly? Why would they fucking do that?
Fly. No, but you might see the fly in space. That's always nice. Don't worry about it. There's gonna be many flies on that capsule, right? It's gonna stink. Oh man, 10 fucking days of bullshit. So anyway, if they actually really do go through with this, we all know that they're not in there. We don't know actually where they put them. We have no idea. They could be anywhere. They're in a barricade underneath the ground for crying out loud. Who knows where they are? But they're certainly not in space because space doesn't exist.
Well, because you say, of course, except they're there right now, and you're just going nuh-uh. Truth Nerds 2 euros says, fire, even fission needs one element. Oxygen. Thanks, JM, we miss you.
Never has, it never will. I don't think our ancestors ever acknowledged space. They acknowledged lights in the sky, but they didn't say anything like planets that we could actually build a spacecraft and go out there. No, they didn't do that. 1600s, 1500s, 1400s, 640. You know, I mean, really. It's just this whole civilization, the higher up have brought it up, and it's such a perfect plan because it makes you feel insignificant. That's what it does. Okay, you feel like you're nothing. You're just a little speck. That there's no God. There's nothing. There's no dome. It's just we're opened and we're anything could happen. A meteor could kill us. You know, a little simple meteor could kill all of us.
Why is your tiny puny God only ever been able to make a snow globe, Cece?
Have you ever seen a meteor actually crash to the ground? I haven't.
Yes.
How many cell phones are there out there? I would say at least 1 billion. 6 billion is as many people that they lie and say that there are as many phones. Okay.
Oh wait, they're lying about how many people there are now, for fuck's sake. Jesus, stop it, you numpty.
And nobody's ever caught in one actually crash land on the ground. The moon. Every single crater is straight on. Everyone. No craters like the movies depict. They get a nice trail like that that's 5 feet.
Yeah, it's because they explode on impact, and when you explode, it makes circles. Derp.
Deep, and there's the hole, and there's the trail. That's what Hollywood does. But the moon, I don't know, it doesn't have any of that on there. All clean craters. It's great, isn't it? I love it. The only moon, the only satellite up there, that's stationary, that doesn't revolve, that doesn't turn. It's locked into the gravity. The only one in the entire solar system. And as a matter of fact, I think the only one in the fucking universe. And I know they're looking. What are they looking at? Lights on a dome? I don't know what the fuck are these pictures from. They're drawings. That's all they are. Fucking drawings. Really nice drawings too, I'll tell you. Terrific artists. Really make it look real. They can turn a ball into a realistic looking picture of Earth. It's amazing. The only problem is they mix the colors. You know, the colors are a little fucked up on some of them. Right? Some are brown, some are red. You know, Africa.
Different cameras, different imaging sensors, different wavelengths of light. I mean, I could take a black and white photo of myself. Does that mean that I'm a different person all of a sudden, CC?
Brown in 2015 and in 2009, it's a different. Well, actually, no. They started doing the pictures in 2015, and they keep giving us terrific drawings, you know. But back in the first picture that we had, the marble, everything looks a little different, doesn't it? The colors of the continents are all different. They're actually different sizes too. So I guess what happens is, like, maybe every 30 or 40 years, the continents they kind of expand and then they contract, kind of like the Earth is breathing, right? That makes sense. So they get twice the size of it, take up the whole side of the Earth, and then they contract back into its original. It's like, remember the shrinkums? What were those things? Oh, they were called shrinks something. There were these little models, and they would grow, and then they would contract back in there. But these are actually things that you put in the oven, not that absorbs the water. You know, like the frogs and stuff that absorb the water, and they expand to like 10 times their size. These were actually things that you put in the oven. Shrinkets? I forget what the name of them is. And they were like this small, and you put them in the oven and they grow. But yeah, I mean, maybe that's what the continents must do. So where are we now? Are we in the shrinkage area, or are we in an expansion area? That's what I would love to know. I guess we'll have to wait for that picture, right? Oh, you know they're going to give it to us. We want that really nice, crisp picture. And that's right. We have the technology now, you know? And could you get a couple of stars in the background? I mean, just make it look kind of like space. You know, that it's not a fucking...
So you want it to look like how it shouldn't work. Fine, I guess.
In a black drop, you know, just put a few stars. It's not going to hurt anyone. Don't worry. We're just going to measure where the constellation should be in that particular time, at that particular second, and where the star should be if you were right here behind the moon. No, we were not going to check that. Don't worry about it. Just give us some stars. That's all we ask. They're not going to give you a shit. They can't do anything. You'll never see stars. You'll never see anybody land anywhere. You'll see little machines land everywhere. Hell, I can make a machine land right over here and put a backdrop in it, make it look like Mars, and turn everything red. Oh, and they don't even really have to do that anymore. They just say they have AI. They can do whatever the fuck they want. But they're gonna show the typical videos of them in the capsule. Now remember, they are in there for 10 days. 10 days. I couldn't even go 3 days without taking a shower. It's disgusting. Ugh. I can't even grow a fucking beard. It's disgusting. I just can't. Food gets caught in there. Ugh. Oh.
Here you go, CC. A meteorite being captured on the camera. Thank you, Tony.
Oh, man, it's good. So when the person when it lands and comes back to Earth, who's the person who actually opens the capsule up? He better have a gas mask on. Does he cover his mouth at least? It must stink like a freaking game zoo in there. Oh man, Jesus Lord, gas mask.
Yeah, that's the reason they're not going to go to the moon, is because it's going to smell when they get back. Jesus, yeah, this is getting an episode of Flerfs Idiots.
We're opening the hatch. Okay, please stand by. Well, I feel like this is so much fun. It really is. Okay, I gotta give it to NASA. Excellent job. Terrific launch with the edits and everything. You actually made it go good. And don't forget about the cartoon. Did you see the cartoon? I love the cartoon. Right when it pretends it goes somewhere, and there it is. You have the little drawing and the little cartoon of it. Oh, it's great. I love it. NASA, good job. I am so proud of you. You have given us exactly what we expected, and we do appreciate us. And I'm speaking for the flat earthers. We do appreciate everything that you do, because you're so predictable and so much fun to have. Thank you for subbing, and thank you for viewing my videos, and let me be a part of your life.
Well,
hey, I was just touching base.
At least CC had fun, I guess. Right, guys, we are going to leave it there for tonight. Right, tomorrow, I had a plan for Will to come on and go through the rest of the Witsit debate, but I'm going to ask Will if we can just do some more of the cope, because there's so much I didn't get to cover tonight. But I've been going for nearly 3 hours, and that's going to do me for tonight. I want to thank you all for the incredible support that you have shown me today. It's been a great stream, lots of super chats, lots of support. So tomorrow, I'm going to see if Will wants to come on. We can pop into the QOP Discord server. We can go over the Mark Sargent Durfwise video. I've got a whole fucking bunch of Facebook posts and everything that I want to go over. Top left is happening. It's just been a little bit delayed because of life. Charles, don't worry. But yeah, so that's going to be it for tonight. I want to thank you so much for what you've done for me today, guys. It's been an absolutely incredible stream. It's made me very, very happy. And I want to say that I love every single one of you. Of course, not you. Not you, Gary. You know what you've done. But tomorrow is going to be another awesome stream. Saturday, I'm going to be off because it's anniversary night for my wife and I. Sunday, I'm going to be back and we did debating Q-Op, but I guess before or maybe after that, I'll do some more cope about this stuff that's been going on with Artemis. We're going to finish off with a song from Jeranism, with maybe a couple of bits censored out because YouTube might shout at me. But thank you very much for watching, guys. I love you. See you all soon. Remember, stupidity's not a right. Fight the flat earth.
I got rap bars about a little app, a debunked concept with a falsified map. It doesn't even work, try it in the south. As the sun goes backward, it slaps you across your mouth. The flat earth, sun, moon, and zodiac clock app. But Dave doesn't have a clue about where the sun is at. He says it's in the sky, genius, that's nothing new. But he knows the globe's a lie and he's here to save you. Just get the app, download the lie. Yes, you too can be retarded for only $3.99. So push the app, push it hard. You can trust Dave to treat your data with little to no regard. This goes out to an old friend, sucker Dave. A con man taking this lie to his grave. So lying to his followers, pushing that crap app. You're a shitty human, Dave. You prove that. Woo! Dave, it's time to give it up, you dumb fuck. Your app has been debunked and it objectively sucks. Woo! Ask yourself why? Why does David Weiss tell all these lies? Spin it all day, sell it all night. Same old story and never once been right. Slide in the stream with a grin so fake, sharing his nonsense like can you fall off a lake? Dumb. Got a level and a camera, thinks he cracked the code. Says the horizon is really the horizontal eye zone. Spectroscopy needs a container, bro please. You're mixing up the science like a bad recipe. Say the sun's got mad gravity holding Pluto tight, but the moon isn't affected, he's not that dumb, right? He has a new sidekick, goes by angels of shite. Destroys every glober and any food in sight. He lives with his mommy and he was put here to be great. He's great, alright. Great to be no way. He thinks planes need to dip their nose down, cause if on a globe it's the only way to fly around. So someone smart explained it to him slowly. Did shite get it? No, he was off eating ravioli. Dave has nothing left, his map shattered like glass. Every time a new question hit, he pivot fast. No map, no model, and no clue, imagine that. And he still has no fucking clue where the South Pole's even at. Space, it's fake, yeah, we heard that speech. Dave's worldview can't make it past the beach. You say clouds are behind the sun? That's wild. Plasma ball, laser suns projected 10 miles. Talk slick like you solved the game, but in every interview you sound show. Same script, same old trap, let me guess. Water lies level, now go buy my app. This goes out to an old friend. I went on a trip south, never heard from him again. Lying to his followers, pushing that crap out. Been debunked 1,000%, and that's fact. So get the app, download the lie. Yes, you too can be retarded for only $3.99. So push the app, repeat their line. You can't tell the shape of the ground, looking at lights in the sky. Wow, my, oh my. Why does David Weiss tell all these lies? He even says I am the Antichrist, cause I told the truth, the sun never set and never rise. The 24-hour sun, Dave, means it's time. Yes, it's time to give it up. It's over. Bye-bye. I ain't talking from a couch or a guest. I went south and saw the sun never rest. Watched it circle, yeah, it circles right to left. You should put your little Gleason's map to the test. Used to ride for the same exact crew. Same claim, same script, same we knew. Then I stepped outside, changed my view. Crazy what a little bit of truth can do. This goes out to an old friend, that's you, Dave. Taking this grift all the way to the grave. Lying to the people just to push his crap app. As you know, Dave, the AE map, yeah, I debunked that. You said 3 Bitcoin for just 1 globe proof. You're not a truth to Dave. Truthers are after the truth. For the 3 Bitcoins, your instructions were just go down, film the 24-hour sun. Prove the earth is a globe. Well, that's what we did. We filmed it, saw it, it's over. Lying to children, Dave. How do you keep your composure? You're pushing the lie. Aren't you ashamed of what you do? You lost a friend, Dave. All I lost was a you. That's not from NASA, Dave. You made it up. You're teaching people lies and calling it waking up. Yuck. Ask for a sword, he tightens up. Ask for a debate, he runs away. When he thinks of Dave Farina, he gets very afraid. His balls shrivel up like 2 wrinkled grapes. Loses another hair on his head, he's down to 38. Dave is so brave, he handles detractors with ease. He takes the memes to YouTube and says, block these demons, please. What about that AI video of the Spain and your map isn't trash. The flat earth, sun, moon, and zodiac don't work, clock app. You won't come back to the globe. You have no integrity at all. Babe, it's over, poser. You live on a ball. The flat earth, sun, moon, and zodiac don't work, clock app.
Thank you, everyone. I will see you tomorrow for more Copium. I love you all. Not you, Gary. You know what you did. Remember, stupidity is not a right. Fight the flat earth.